its faces now that Meta has agreed to limit Facebook and Instagram access to its youngest users. ABC's Jim Ryan.
Going forward, kids under 18 will be limited by the apps themselves to only 2 hours of screen time per day on Facebook and Instagram, and none overnight or during school hours. In a statement, Meta said, quote, "We want to get this right for parents and teens." And it urged TikTok and YouTube to adopt similar changes to their platforms.
Also going away for kids, likes, reactions, cosmetic filters that change faces and bodies. 25 states suing the U.S. Postal Service now, challenging the new rule, letting it regulate mail-in voting. A flood caused by reasons still not clear has at least 70 people dead and hundreds more missing in a tourist area of Nepal, Americans among the missing. And just in, the State Department pausing all processing of immigrant visas after a judge vacated the Trump ban on visas for 75 countries. Testimony in the Lindsay Clancy murder case in Massachusetts is set to conclude today.
Prosecutors are ending their case with testimony from a senior psychiatrist with the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit, who tried to poke holes in Clancy's account that she was in the throes of postpartum psychosis when she killed her 3 children. Psychiatrist Gregory Sathoff alleged that Clancy's account was full of inconsistencies and doesn't align with how most patients experience hallucinations stemming from postpartum psychosis, arguing it's unusual for a patient with psychosis to experience the hallucination only once in their life, as Clancy has alleged. Jurors have heard 21 days of testimony from 84 witnesses. Closing arguments and deliberations are set to begin tomorrow. Peter Haralambous, ABC News.
Bill Gates says the computer industry that he championed is now a global threat. Gates says he's in a state of shock as to why there's not more urgency on AI, saying self-regulation, championed by many, is not working. Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
2 major announcements from Washington Attorney General Nick Brown, but first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. Linwood to Seattle, about 50 minutes. It's going to take you at least 45 minutes from Linwood to Bellevue. 405 is making some progress. We're down to about 45 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle, and we're close to 45 minutes from Puyallup to Renton. Renton to Bellevue is about 35 minutes, and the lake bridges are in very good shape. This traffic report is brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Washington Attorney General Nick Brown is celebrating a major legal victory against Meta. Moments ago, Brown announced a proposed $17.1 billion settlement with Facebook and Instagram's parent company.
And Washington State will receive up to nearly $339 million from this settlement. Much of that money is guaranteed, and the money is also dependent on similar agreements with other large social media companies, YouTube, TikTok, and Snap, to make sure that their platforms are also safe for our children.
He's also launching a new court fight over voting by mail.
That is why Washington is co-leading a multi-state challenge against this unconstitutional attack on our democracy. This rule was written to satisfy the president's continued desire to control our vote.
Brown was joined by 24 other states in suing the USPS over a new mail voting rule he says will disenfranchise voters and unlawfully interfere with state-run elections. Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson has now officially launched a national search for the city's next police chief. Wilson laid out what she wanted in a new police chief last month after the forced resignation of Sean Barnes.
I will be looking for someone who can be an effective leader of our police department from top to bottom. In particular, that means listening to and building relationships with the people standing behind me, the experienced and dedicated people who are leading our officers on the ground in neighborhoods across our city every single day.
A search advisory committee will be co-chaired by retired Washington Supreme Court Justice Mary Yu and Ian Warner, a public policy director who previously worked for SBD's federal consent decree. The city is taking public input through a survey open through September 15th, and that'll start late next September. And Wilson expects to announce her pick by early 2027. Meanwhile, Seattle police have lost 69 officers so far this year and project about 113 separations by year's end.
According to internal staffing data obtained exclusively by the Jason Ranch Show on our sister station, Seattle Red 770 AM, Only 854 patrol officers are fully deployable to answer 911 calls. That's a gain of just one since mid-July. Now, as of August 21st, SPD counted 1,197 sworn personnel when recruits, students in field training, and unavailable officers are included. Seattle City Council President Joy Hollingsworth has set a target of 1,258 officers by December. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
The shock of a deadly family shooting in Montana is being felt here in Western Washington. Dana and Barbara Smith lived in Normandy Park for decades before moving to Billings. KIRO 7 TV's Nia Bliss reports the Smiths and their daughter Megan and her 2 children were among the victims.
Heiko Pitzer says this neighborhood is grieving their loss.
We have a very close connection, and this really makes it very personal.
Megan's ex-husband identified the accused shooter as Alan Smith, who Pitzer says he also remembers seeing around the neighborhood.
There was always a topic that Barbara, the mother, tried to avoid because they had this struggle.
Pitzer says he never imagined that struggle would turn into tragedy.
Police say the suspect, Megan's brother, later died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. For your KIRO News Radio weather report, low clouds this morning and afternoon sun. Will have much better air quality and cooler temperatures today. Highs will be close to 80. Right now, it's about 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
I'm starting off today's show with a sweeping statement. Now, all you got to do is text in and say, G, you crazy? Or G, I'm so with you. Here it is. The months, September and October in the Pacific Northwest are better than the months July and August. There it
Wrong.
is. There it is. Go ahead. Text in all you want to. Let me know if you're with me.
Don't be rushing it any more than it is already. Do you realize we're just a couple of days away from September?
We're not rushing. I'm just a declaration.
Yeah.
September, October are the best months in the year. Oh, it's better than July, August. July, August, you're sweating. You can't wear the different fits.
There's smoke.
You got to take 2 showers.
Nah.
Like you said, there's smoke. Go ahead, text in. Let's get the show started. Good morning. Welcome back, Ursula.
I would argue that no spot in the country, this is my sweeping statement, no spot in the country has a better summer than Seattle. Text us. Muckleshoot Casino and Resort text line 888-973-5476 888-973 KIRO.
Bobby coming in.
Is it time? I know. They're going to be agreeing with you. Is it time to get rid of the annual performance review at the workplace? Does it actually motivate anybody? We're going to talk about that coming up at 9:47. I would argue, G, that they were never meant as motivation, at least for the employee. Again, Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is 888-973-5476.
Whoo, they coming in. Jay and Lacey said, G, you crazy. But I'm with you. All right, here we go. Top stories of the day brought to you by Pendergast Law.
Seattle is officially looking for its next permanent police chief, and Mayor Katie Wilson says she wants someone who can rebuild trust both outside and inside the department. She launched the national search yesterday, officially, saying that the next chief needs to be visible in Seattle neighborhoods, accountable to the public, and focused on improving SPD's internal culture and leadership.
I will be looking for someone who can be an effective leader of our police department from top to bottom. In particular, that means listening to and building relationships with the people standing behind me, the experienced and dedicated people who are leading our officers on the ground in neighborhoods across our city every single day.
As you know, SPD is currently being led by interim chief Andre Sales after former chief Sean Barnes was forced to resign. Public Safety Committee Chair Bob Kettle was on our show recently, and he told us that he believes the mayor never wanted Sean Barnes in the first place and used the Bite of Seattle debacle as an excuse.
I believe the decision to fire Chief Barnes was made last fall. there's a lot of whispering voices out there. They say different things. They say, hey, we have concerns about Sean Barnes, and this gets to the mayor. And this is important because this is how it's being framed. So when she looks at Sean Barnes and the actions he's done, it's kind of the framing is done by those whispering voices on the campaign trail.
But for now, Gee, the mayor says the city plans to spend September and October, your favorite months, gathering community input. And then we'll be interviewing finalists by the end of the year. And the goal would be to name a new chief in early 2027.
First, I understand why there is a search. Here at KIRO Radio, I'm very used to there being a nationwide search. And then only sometimes what happens is they pull up from another station across the street or something like that. They come in. Huh?
Also, it's part of the city's, it's in the city's laws, basically, that you have to have a national search.
I'm understanding. It's kind of like the Rooney Rule sometimes in the NFL. They just bring they bring some black coaches up in there with no plan to hire. Okay. So with this being said, while I understand going through formality, I got to say, the next police chief of Seattle needs to come within the group, the SPD, the officers that are here today. Me personally, I have never had more confidence in SPD than I have right now with everything that is going on. You see them engaging out in the community. You see a department that has been through reform. You've seen a department that has been the dissent decree, all kinds of things. And here they are today still doing their job to the best of their ability. So that lets me know, outside of some of the stuff that's being said and talked about with leadership, SPD right now through it all, through the police chiefs, that is solid. It's solid. So the person that needs to lead needs to be here. Now, I personally don't think SPD has a culture problem. So if this person comes in from the outside, and whoever that might be, I just don't think. Now they got to get used to Seattle. They got to understand Seattle. And by the way, Seattle is a place you got to get used to. Now, one last thing I wanted to bring up. I was thinking about something, Ursula. You know how everybody was talking about Chief Barnes and his vacation? Well, when I take vacation, I have to get it approved by my manager. They approve my vacation. You want to know who approves the vacation for Chief Sean Barnes? The mayor of Seattle. Yeah. So if any problems that was had about his vacation, go to the person that was approving the vacation. And by the way, I wish we could do a national search for other things that's happening in this Seattle right now. I would love to do a national search for some other areas. But as far as SPD, bring them inside. So I agree with you that it would be great to have someone internally, and they have to do this, again, by the city's own charter to do this national search. But here's my question. When you have had 6 police chiefs in the past decade, what really good candidate from elsewhere is going to want to step up and say, yeah, I want to join this chaos? And you said that there's no cultural issues within the department. They're still healing from a lot of crap that has happened in the last couple of years. Do you remember when there was a point where we had a Seattle City Council member openly saying, well, several, defund the police, not supporting the police? I'm talking about Shama Sawant, and them having to go through that. In Katrina's newscast, she just talked about people who are either retiring early or leaving. So even though they're making some great strides in recruiting, all this garbage that has been happening with horrible leadership within the department and this turnaround, this constant churn, that has made it very difficult. I just don't think that the leadership from Chief Sean Barnes was horrible. That's why that's what I believe. That's one. And two, I find it interesting you bring up defund the police, and I'm glad you did. Can we just put this on the table? Katie Wilson used to be a part of that crowd.
Precisely.
So what chief person, like you're saying, wants to come in from the outside and work with someone that doesn't even want to turn on some dang on CCTV cameras? Like,
exactly my point.
What are we talking about?
So it's going to take somebody, I believe, internally who understands all that and is willing to put their neck out and say, yeah, I'll run this department, which is, by the way, a very good paying job. It's a great paying job.
Right.
There aren't that many of these kinds of high-level police jobs in the country. Mm-hmm. So this is a plum one. But do you have confidence in this current mayor to make a huge decision like this? I hope that she is successful and finds a great candidate. But so far, I've not been impressed with the decisions that she makes. And this one is enormously important. So, yes, I hope that some of the great candidates, which we've heard numerous times, in my personal opinion, I don't think interim chief Andre Sales is the answer. We talked about that earlier this week. But I know that there are other great candidates who I think would be worthy of being considered for the job. Okay, remember when we were talking about the speed cameras in Bellevue and how they're lowering the speed limits on residential streets to 20 miles per hour?
Yeah.
So half of Bellevue's brand new speed cameras have already been vandalized just days after they went up. King 5 is reporting that 4 of the city's 8 new cameras were spray painted or they had their covers smashed. And now police are going to be increasing patrols around those camera locations. These cameras are part of Bellevue's effort to slow drivers down and reduce serious and deadly crashes. And they are being put up near schools, near parks, hospitals, and roads with a history of speeding. These are not flock cameras. They don't continuously record drivers. I didn't know this after when we were talking about it on Monday, but they only activate when a car is going at least 8 miles an hour over the posted speed limit. So you do have a leeway. And once the citations begin, the fine will be $124 or $248 in a school zone. But again, I looked at this headline. I'm like, wait, what? Bellevue has crime? Vandals?
Yeah. But don't you worry. Bellevue don't play. You already know there's about to be cameras on cameras. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, and there's gonna be some serious patrols on those cameras.
Now, shout out to the people who installed the cameras. They are coming in at no cost. They're just coming and reinstalling the cameras. That was great. As for this story right here, I'm starting to learn something about now, I'll admit something to you, Ursula. I think you're usually ridiculous with the graffiti stuff. Okay?
I know you do.
Okay.
I know that I stand alone in this studio on that.
Yeah, the graffiti angle that you bring with usually annoys me. However, I got to admit something. I think I'm getting closer. And what I mean by getting closer to the graffiti, there's something that's happening inside of me where any type of just vandalism, littering, just messing ruining, messing it up for other people. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm losing empathy for you. Like, I don't, and especially if you're 30 plus years old. Like, you've been on this earth 30 years and you can't pick up a dang on towel in the locker room. You've been on the earth 30 years and you can't rack your weights in the gym. Okay, now I'm getting personal. I'm telling you, this is some of the things that's been happening to me, and it's just starting to bother me. So I just want to tell you.
Imagine how upset you get in the gym, and we're talking about public property that is just trashed.
Yeah, so I'm getting closer to you with your graffiti. I just wanted to tell you that.
Okay, I tried an experiment yesterday. So I was gone because I had to get a mammogram, and it happened to be during the middle of our show. And so because of our discussion on Monday about driving 20 miles per hour, and there were people who were like, 20 miles is way too slow.
Right.
So I intentionally drove exactly 20 miles per hour through my neighborhood.
Okay.
It is slow. That is slow even for me. So it could be tough if you were going to crack down on 20 miles per hour. But if Bellevue is giving you an 8 mile per hour leeway, understanding that people are always going to go above the speed limit, then I totally get, and I will double down on this being a good idea to lower it to 20. Because then people are going to be driving, they're not going to be ticketed until they're driving 28.
Yeah. So you're good.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. But have you ever just consciously tried to only drive 20 miles per hour? It feels very slow.
Well, Ursula, I'm glad you asked. So for people like me, if it's 25, your dog might go 20, just so ain't no problems. I'm having fun. Move on.
Oh, okay.
I'm just having fun.
Okay, this was breaking news today. Gee, Meta is paying $17 billion to settle a landmark case accusing Facebook and Instagram of deliberately getting kids hooked on social media. So the settlement that was announced this morning covers claims from 47 states, including Washington, and it ends a federal trial that started just last week. The states accused Meta of designing super addictive features, hiding the harm to young people, and then illegally collecting data from kids under the age of 13. And when you look at $17 billion, that's a big number, but the potential stakes were enormous because Meta told the court that penalties, if states prevailed, could have reached $1.4 trillion.
Yeah.
So now the company's going to have to make major changes for kids, including daily time caps, no push notifications during school hours, stronger age checks and parental controls, and limits on features like counts.
Okay. So it's good, right? It's good that Meta is being held responsible. We're talking about allegations that its platforms are designed to cause harm to our young users. Ursula, we're on the same page with that, right? I think we agree with the young users. Okay. Now let me further this discussion. What about the adults? What about a lot of these adults that are addicted to social media even more than kids? What about the adults right now that are ending friendships over posts, ending marriages over what happens on social media? Because here's the thing about algorithms, and we can all agree with this. Algorithms don't just say, oh, Larry's 30 years old, we'll leave Larry alone, right? These algorithms are impacting adults just as much as the kids. So all I'm saying is why we are focused on this lawsuit. And we are saying, because a lot of times, you know, the millennials back in the day, they were eating Tide Pods and all that stuff. We always focus on that part of things. But let's remember, to me, I think adults are more impacted by social media than the kids. So that's all. So while we're talking about that lawsuit, I think adults, they struggling out here.
Well,
having hard times.
Adults are struggling, but going back to the kids and what this thing was targeting, I'm sorry, but we said, what, $17 billion? This is a company that made $200 billion last year. There were folks who work for the company who testified and said, oh, yeah, when we tried to say, oh, these are things that we need to do to help protect kids.
You guys all right?
Yeah. When they said we need to protect kids, the company basically said, this is what came out in court. The company said, yeah, they got serious pushback, or they were told, yeah, no, our whole point is we don't make money unless we get the kids hooked. So it is part of the business model for a company like Meta to get your kids hooked.
Okay. I believe that employee, former employee, said that. But I think another employee can also say, it is our job to get G rattled. We're going to show G this content. He's going to open up his social media, and we're going to show him all the stuff that he speaks out against on the Gee and Ursula show. And then we're going to show Ursula something totally different. And we're going to show Paul totally something different. Or we're going to show Kirk in Mount Vernon. I'm not saying that they're wrong. They got it right with the kids. There's another step to this, too. Because I truly believe, Ursula, we adults, like seriously, we worse than the kids.
Well, and that may be so, but again, these kids are getting hooked at. This is a generation that, think about addiction. We talk about sports gambling. We talk about all these things to get them hooked into something that is shown to create mental health issues. And in my opinion, this $17 billion settlement, they got off easy. They got off really easy because let's just put it this way. It's part of the business model.
Yeah. That's your point. Hey, before we go, we have to bring up the fact that Tim Curry passed away at the age of 80 years old. You guys remember Tim Curry. He's been in movies like Annie, The Hunt for Red October, Addams Family Reunion, Scary Movie 2, Home Alone. Tim Curry has died at the age of 80. Coming up next, will there ever be someone like Dolly Parton again? Let's discuss that next. Gee and Ursula.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words weren't written for history books. They were written for you. But it's hard to pursue happiness when aging is part of everyday life. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic was created to help people with overall wellness and longevity, including diabetes management, heart health, weight management, inflammation reduction, nutrition, cognitive health, hormone therapy, and more. I can tell you from personal experience, being a patient for 17 years, I have a richer, fuller life, and I'm better able to pursue my own happiness. As America celebrates 250 years of independence, give yourself the chance to reclaim yours. Independence from aging. Take control of your health before small issues become big problems. Experience a smarter, proactive approach to aging, backed by decades of experience with longevity. Do what I did and feel like yourself again. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out how at lmclinic.com.
Summer is for going big.
Julio! Dead center field, solo home run, 4-0 Mariners.
Summer is for showing out.
Crawford, out of the glove, Emerson to first. What a play!
Summer is for Mariners baseball.
Cal Raleigh with an RBI double. The big thumper comes through in the clutch.
Where else do you get 9 innings of eye-popping swings and snags? Plus fireworks that make your feet dance and your jaw drop. Oh yeah, and the guys have a dance of their own. A wind dance.
Party time at T-Mobile Park in the sunshine.
Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
More Mariners Fireworks Night are on deck at T-Mobile Park. The next one is coming up on Friday, September 4th as the Mariners take on the A's. And it's a sing-along show presented by T-Mobile. Go to mariners.com to get your tickets and check out the rest of this year's fireworks lineup, plus all the biggest events down the home stretch.
Are you looking to buy a house, but like everyone, you're priced out of the Bellevue, Kirkland, and Seattle market? Many buyers have the income, the credit, and the desire to own, but simply don't have the down payment, often at least $75,000 just for a starter home. Hi, I'm Scott Riereka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue, with a great opportunity for home buyers. Introducing our Legacy Opportunity Loan. Legacy Group Capital has a select group of 100 new construction, single family, and townhomes in the top Western Washington locations. Acquire a new construction home with no down payment, allowable closing costs paid, and a competitive rate. Yes, that's no down payment and some closing costs paid by Legacy. A wise man once said, the hardest part of winning in real estate is just getting in. And now you can with our Legacy Opportunity Loan. So get in the game.
Limited properties available to qualified Washington borrowers. Learn more about this limited opportunity at LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital LLC and MLS ID 99045. Visit LegacyG.com for additional program details.
At Sound Kitchen and Bath, every kitchen is custom. Hi, this is Tammy Michaels. We've created thousands of beautiful custom kitchens featuring gorgeous cabinetry and finishes with extraordinary woods like American black walnut and cherry. All design styles from mid-century modern, traditional, contemporary, and more. We excel at custom kitchen design and will make the process easy and enjoyable for you. Sound Kitchen and Bath, soundkitchenandbath.com.
At Carrier, we know that a comfortable home is a happy one. Whether it's with innovative breakthroughs in heating and cooling efficiency or with different ways to control your home's temperature and air quality, we're always imagining new ways to make your home totally comfortable.
Turn to the experts and let your local Carrier heating and cooling dealer improve your home's comfort and efficiency. Visit CarrierNorthwest.com to find an expert near you. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. There's a tentative settlement agreement between Meta and dozens of U.S. states, including Washington, over claims the company designed its apps to be addictive. The tech giant agreeing to pay up to $17 billion over the next 10 years and making a list of changes. This includes a daily 2-hour time limit and a ban on displaying the number of likes for users under age 18. More from ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
This is not just Instagram and Facebook. We have also seen similar cases against TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, and the acknowledgement that these lawsuits have been targeting the design of these apps. It's not about the content that's on there. This has really been a different legal approach that we've seen states and also individuals to take on these companies, going after specifically those design features, and now this acknowledgement from the companies that those features might change.
Washington State is guaranteed $237 million with the potential to receive nearly $339 million over the next decade. Here's AG Nick Brown.
In the coming days, we will be working with state lawmakers to determine how to use the funds from Meta to address these harms caused by social media.
Meanwhile, a new political fight is shaping up in Pierce County. Sheriff Keith Swank is filing what he calls the People's Charter Amendment today. The measure would preserve the elected, nonpartisan sheriff position, restore a 4-year term approved by voters in 2024, and establish term limits for the sheriff, auditor, and assessor treasurer. Supporters would have 180 days to gather signatures after a ballot title is approved. Also, 3 former Pierce County officials filed a lawsuit this week to void a November ballot measure that would switch the county sheriff from an elected to an appointed position, effectively removing Sheriff Keith Swank from office. Tacoma is joining a regional effort to tackle homelessness. The city council unanimously approved the move, joining Pierce County, Fife, Gig Harbor, and Lakewood. Here's Councilor Sarah Rumba.
Other cities have already stepped up to work together to formally launch the URA. They are coming to the table and committing to this work. It's important that the city of Tacoma join in and be a part of this shared work, substantially reduce homelessness so that it is rare, brief, and non-recurring.
The regional effort aims to coordinate services, share data, and spread responsibility across Pierce County. For your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic, Linwood to Seattle about 45 minutes. It's also going to take you at least 40 minutes from Linwood to Bellevue. 405 continues to see progress. We're down to about 40 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle, and we're close to 40 minutes from Puyallup to Renton. Renton to Bellevue is about a half an hour. Lake bridges are in good shape. This traffic report is brought to you by Wilcox Farms, a convenient, healthy snack on the go. Look for ready-to-eat Wilcox hard-boiled eggs. Find Wilcox eggs at Costco, Metro Market, Safeway, and other local grocers. For your forecast, low clouds this morning and afternoon sun, with much better air quality and cooler temperatures. Highs will be close to 80. Right now, it's about 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Oh, hey, listen.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show.
Yeah, first of all, did you guys know the news? Actor Tim Curry has passed away at the age of 80. And in the last segment, Ursula, I was talking about all of his accolades. I didn't talk about all of them. I just went through a couple. And I made a real big mistake of not mentioning what really got him to that next level 51 years ago. The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Tim Curry. My bad. All of you guys texting in. And usually I would say, hey, give me a break. But you're right. I messed up. So rest in peace, Tim Curry. I just wanted to say, yes, I want to get it right.
It's been a tough 24 hours.
It has.
For people who are so beloved.
And I don't want, it has been. But what you got for us?
Well,
Ursula?
because tributes are pouring in from around the world after the death of Dolly Parton, who died yesterday at the age of 80 after a very brief battle with cancer. Of course, she was a country music legend, an actress, a businesswoman, but she also quietly gave away millions and millions of dollars. She helped fund medical research, and she put hundreds of millions of books into the hands of kids through her Imagination Library. And in fact, the state of Washington benefited from that. ABC's Hannah Bata has a closer look at that part of Dolly's legacy.
Even if Dolly Parton, the musician, never reached you, Dolly Parton, the humanitarian, probably did. For decades, she used her fame and fortune to give back. In 1988, she started the Dollywood Foundation with a mission to inspire children in her home county of Sevier, Tennessee.
Won't you help me? All of you help me. I think I can. I think I can.
The foundation later expanding its reach through initiatives like the Imagination Library, inspired by her father who could not read or write. Dolly's philanthropy extended far beyond education. When Whitney Houston sang, "I Will Always Love You," Dolly used the royalties she received to invest in an office complex in a predominantly black neighborhood in Nashville, creating jobs and opportunity in the community. When disaster struck, Dolly showed up. After wildfires devastated Tennessee, she pledged millions to help families recover. Years later, she stepped in after Hurricane Helene. And during the pandemic, she donated $1 million to help fund COVID vaccine research.
Vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. I'm begging of you, please don't hesitate.
Gee, in this era where Americans can find a reason to fight just about anything. I mean, Dolly Parton, we were talking about it this morning during our show meeting. She was one of those rare people that everybody could agree on.
Yeah. Agree. In looking through social media and my phone on text and family chats and everything, I hope y'all don't take this wrong, but I can't remember the last time I saw the black community mourn over a white woman passing away. The last time was Princess Diana. I would say that was the last time. I don't think that there will be another Dolly Parton. And this is why I'm specifically saying that. I don't think that, and when people pass on and pass away and they're famous and everything, what makes people feel the way that they do, the love that you are seeing after the passing of Dolly Parton, isn't because of money or fame. You cannot buy how people feel about Dolly Parton. What you're seeing examples of how Dolly Parton treated people. And that is universal right there.
Agree.
When Dolly Parton said something, and let's say she said something that you don't agree with, right? Even if she said it, you knew that she believed in her heart. You knew that whatever she said was coming from her heart. So therefore, even if you didn't agree, you didn't have this, crazy type opinion towards Dolly Parton. And I got to tell you, yesterday we talked about it when you were gone, and that's why I knew that we would talk about it more, because I think a lot of us really are starting to truly better understand, and we see Dolly Parton of how we can live our life. Because I know for me, like I said, I'm going to speak for me, I said to myself, I have to be better because of someone like Dolly Parton. We spend a lot of time trying to be right, be rich. Some try to be famous. But I don't think we spend as much time trying to be as kind as someone like Dolly Parton. And I got to tell you, you go in her interviews from the 70s and 80s, everything matches up. It's so consistent, right? And she even said, she says, I know a lot of people think that there's nothing up under this blonde wig. And she's like, oh, that's what I like for them to think. This was in the 70s she was saying this.
She was so ahead of her time.
Yeah.
She was wickedly smart. But the thing that stood out, and it's what's funny is you and I have not spoken about this, about her death at all off the air. So we're talking about it with each other for the first time right now. And I came away with the exact same thought yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was watching tribute after tribute, and anyone, whether it was someone famous or not famous, everyone said the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was consistent. It was, my life was better having Dolly in it, or having an encounter with her I left that encounter feeling better about myself and better about the world we live in. And I have to be better. I mean, I think about that when, in our small little part of the world here with the show that we have, what can I do to bring that kind of positivity that she managed to find even in the darkest times? Right. And one of the things she also said, which I think is important, and it's important to remember, because the love of her life, she was married to her husband for decades and decades.
Yeah.
I want to say it was over 40 years, but I don't want to misspeak. But it was, they met at a very young age, and no, it was way more than that. But they met at a very young age, and they stayed together until his passing. And she said, I spent so much time focusing on his health that I forgot about my own. And then she got sick, because doesn't it seem like suddenly we were talking about her being ill?
He just passed away 2 years ago.
Yes. And so, she is someone who loved hard, loved, her husband, and was so devoted to her family. You heard how her nephew talked about how she set everybody up for success.
Right.
And I mean, there's so much that all of us can learn from that.
It is. I said this yesterday, Ursula, and I want to repeat it and say it again. Dolly Parton was someone who she did not need to dim someone else's light for hers to shine bright.
Yes. By lifting others, she was shining even brighter.
Yeah.
She was the rhinestone, all that glitz that she had on the exterior.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't need all that, because she would light up the world and those around her.
I don't want to make a sweeping statement while we're talking about Dolly Parton, but I'm going to say she might be, if you look on social media and you look and see what everybody's saying about her as she's passing on, white, black, different cultures, left, right, don't matter. Everybody consistently is saying the same thing about her.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing.
I don't think someone passing away will be mourned like this ever again. No. I'm as far as with people like glowing, like inspiration, goodwill, that type of deal. Like that's how much I have been reflecting on thinking about this, like just seeing how this is universal.
Yes. And my thought on that is, I think there will be in the future. It's not easy to think of, and it's a very rare person who can do that. But I think there will be in the future. And she was married to her husband, Carl Dean, for nearly 59 years.
He was a strikingly handsome fella back in the day. All right. Hey, coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, Kill the Performance Review. What are your thoughts on that yearly performance review that you get from your boss? We talk about that next. Gee and Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
The media's in the passenger seat. The government's driving the bus. Problem is, I don't know how the government gets people's trust back, and I don't know how the media gets the trust back as well. We've become a low-trust society. I don't know if we're as bad as the former USSR or Russia is now. Truth is whatever anybody pays it to be, and somebody wants to believe it for whatever reason somebody wants to believe it.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
Okay, fall is just around the corner, and that means more cars, more traffic, and more distractions on the road. My kids are grown, as y'all know, but I still want to feel safe every time I drive. And that's why I'm loving this brand new 2026 Subaru Forester Touring Hybrid from Carter Subaru. I've been driving it the last couple of months, and I told you about recently how I had to move into the left lane when a driver came speeding up beside me. And the Forester alerted me and helped guide me safely back into my lane. I love it when I am driving and someone's coming up and the light turns on. I love the amazing cameras that are in there right now. I mean, with the roads getting busier in the fall, that kind of confidence means everything when I'm behind the wheel. And as my first hybrid, you can imagine I am loving all the fuel savings. And right now at Carter Subaru, you can get a 2026 Subaru Forester starting at 1.9% financing. Visit Carter Subaru. They're in Ballard, Shoreline, or cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 8/31/26.
Want to see the defending Super Bowl champion Seahawks open the 2026 season against the Patriots September 9th?
KIRO Newsradio is giving away 4 tickets.
Holy catfish! All you have to do is open the KIRO Newsradio app and enter.
You can enter once a day from August 25th through August 31st to boost your chances.
Full details at mynorthwest.com/win.
Touchdown, Seahawks! Summertime is here, and unfortunately, DUI arrests continue to go up during this time. Please be safe out there and don't make the mistake of drinking and driving. If you make that mistake, DUI Heroes is here for you to help you get your life back in order. This traumatizing and stressful time that you're going through, well, that's what DUI Heroes will help you through. Because when the odds are stacked against you, you need a hero on your side. Call 1-800-DUI-HERO or DUIHeroes.com. Your DUI defense specialist.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need to get the job done. With fast delivery you can depend on and access to technical product experts ready to help you meet any challenge. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Cozy season is ahead, and you'll be spending way more time inside. Is your home ready? Don't worry. With Wayfair, you can upgrade your space without breaking the bank. Score up to 70% off during their Labor Day clearance on furniture, area rugs, mattresses, and more. Plus, surprise flash deals you can't miss. Whether it's one room or the whole house, Wayfair has pieces for every style and budget. Shop Wayfair's Labor Day clearance now through September 7th at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Truck started slow. Battery might be toast.
Slow starts are the first sign of heat damage to your battery. We'll test it, no charge.
Thanks. And if it is dead?
We'll set you up with a new, fully warranted battery, some up to 5 years, and we'll recycle the old one.
Thanks for the rundown. Lead the way.
Get free battery testing, charging, and recycling at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, all beds are on sale during our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe for a limited time, only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Certain industries expose workers to hazardous chemicals. If you worked in a paper or pulp mill, or in aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and have a child born with birth defects, your child may be entitled to legal damages as a result of your exposure to such chemicals. Birth defects have been linked to toxic chemicals, metals, and solvents used in these industries. If your child was born with brain or spinal cord damage, organ or limb malformations, blindness, cerebral palsy, genetic damage, or other birth defects, and you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill, aircraft manufacturing, or painting, contact us now toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your children may be entitled to legal damages. If you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill or aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and your child has a birth defect, call toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your call is confidential. 1-866-99-TOXIC. Message authorized by Weinstein Cajano, 600 University Street, Suite 1620, Seattle, Washington.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to all of you. Hey, when was the last time you found yourself in an annual performance review? Text in, let us know. And leading up to that review, did you find yourself stressing about how it constantly, as you try to remember everything that has happened in your work life over the past year? You aren't alone. According to a recent Gallup survey that found that only 2 out of 10 employees say their employer manages their performances in a way that actually motivates them to do good work. Even the people running the show know it's a sham. 2% of Fortune 500 chief human resource officers believe their performance management systems inspire improvement. Let me say that again. 2%. 2%. Maybe Ennis Cantor will show up to this and protect this system. How does your company handle evaluations? Do you like the annual review or more modern approach of frequent check-ins? Some background on the performance review. According to Business Insider, the origin of the performance review started in the military during World War I to determine promotions before the practice migrated to the corporate world as businesses grew in size and had people staying in one place for a long time. So text in your thoughts on the performance review. Ursula, you know I always tell everybody, where does the best leadership come from?
The military.
I'd say it all the time. What you got, Ursula?
Okay.
Well,
in my opinion, because I've been on the other side.
Okay.
I've been on the management side, and
Okay.
I've had to do the performance reviews.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say this loud and clear: they're a pain in the neck, and I think of other body parts, but I'm just going to say they're a pain in the neck, and to do as a manager, first of all, and my opinion is that the real function is risk management for the company. It has nothing to do with motivating employees.
Okay.
It is always used as a paper trail if you are not a great employee.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that I have rarely seen the experiences or heard of the experiences, and I have limited experience here, even though I was in management for many years,
Right.
where it was actually used to say, hey, let me give you a big fat raise because you are just excelling in all these areas. More often than not, it is used, again, like I said, as a way to, make sure that all your ducks in a row as a company are there.
Right.
I would prefer the more frequent check-ins. Do you really think when you're answering these questions too, as the employee, are you putting all your heart and soul into these answers, or are you just looking at the deadline and saying, I just got to get it in before the deadline to get the checkbox?
Well, it just depends on the performance review, right?
Of course. I'm doing sweeping statements, but of course. Yes.
Well, let me dig into this. I don't think performance reviews are a problem. I think the people delivering performance reviews are the problem. there's a text that just came in, and I'm going to come back to it. Yearly performance review, I work for the government. That's just a check in the box. I don't think it should be, but that's how it's treated. I can't tell you the last time in several years where I've had a boss actually sit down with me and talk to me about things and how things could get better, even though I've asked. Those conversations seem to be just too difficult for bosses. Now let me just say, let me keep it simple. Imagine if Mike McDonald or an NFL coach, the 8 a.m. meetings that they have with their team, if they show up, they don't watch film, they're just going through the motions, and they're just like, hey, so this is wrong, and this. So if you go into those meetings like that, nobody wants to go to them damn meetings. Exactly. And I believe 98% is the delivery of those meetings. Now, there are some out there that are encouraging their staff. They're coming in there. They're build, right? They come into there and like, hey, instead of making it personal, right? Like one of the things I learned in military school, Paul, I'm gonna use you for an example. Hey man, you really are lollygagging. Instead of the best way to be like, hey, Paul, hey, listen, let's do something so that we all are consistent on the same page. A lot of leaders don't know how to be leaders.
Oh,
you know
absolutely.
how to do the job, but you don't know how to be a leader. I take for granted the things that I learned when I was a young kid. All right, coming up next here on the show, the chief. We're going to have some police on, y'all. The chief of Tacoma Police Department, Patty Jackson, joins us next.
Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. You've heard the saying, you are what you eat. Eggs are an incredible source of protein and omega-3s. But have you thought about what the hens eat to make healthier eggs? At Wilcox Farms, our hens enjoy organic pastures and a diet of organic grains and flaxseed, creating vibrant yolks, richer flavor, and real nutrition for your family. Next time you're at the store, choose Wilcox Eggs. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
I want a woman. I want a big girl.
See the hysterical Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias when he takes the stage at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, Saturday, August 29th at 5:30 and 9:30 p.m.
This way, we both can agree on the temperature of the thermostat.
He's sold out stadiums around the world, and now he's coming to Muckleshoot Casino Resort on August 29th. Get tickets before they're gone to laugh out loud with Gabriel Iglesias at muckleshootcasino.com.
This summer, I'm driving the 2026 Subaru Forester Touring Hybrid from Carter Subaru. It is gorgeous. It's my first hybrid, and I'm loving the savings at the pump. And right now, during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, Carter Subaru has more than 800 vehicles in stock, including the 2026 Subaru Forester, starting at just 1.9% APR. Visit Carter Subaru in Ballard, Shoreline, or cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 8/31/26.
Every parent hopes their child finds a place where they belong. A place where teachers notice when they're having a tough day, where coaches become mentors, where classmates become lifelong friends. At Archbishop Murphy High School, education is personal. With small classes, 4 full-time counselors, exceptional academics, championship athletics, outstanding arts, faith, and a caring community, students are encouraged to discover who they are and who they're called to become. Graduates leave confident, prepared, and ready for college, careers, and life. That's one reason AMHS proudly celebrates a 100% graduation rate. Financial aid is available, making an Archbishop Murphy education possible for many families. See the difference for yourself at the Fall Open House, Sunday, October 18th from 2 to 4. Register at am-hs.org. Archbishop Murphy High School, forming leaders for life.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo.
Your best source for local news.
Newly released police video shows the arrest of a 17-year-old.
KIRO Newsradio.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250 micro. And yes, I told you so.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest
ABC News. I'm Michelle Franzen. Meta has reached a tentative landmark settlement with every U.S. state except New Mexico and Florida, stemming from the lawsuit alleging Facebook and Instagram was designed to be addictive to minors. The social media giant agreeing to pay up to $18 billion to make major changes to its apps, including a 2-hour daily time limit for users under 18. California's Attorney General Rob Bonta on another stipulation.
The company will create an enhanced mechanism for teens to report potentially harmful content and has agreed to respond to 90% of those reports within 6 hours.
The court still needs to approve the settlement plan. Meta now calling on other tech companies to make changes. Tim Curry, best known for his role in the cult classic The Rocky Horror Picture Show, has died. His publisher at Grand Central confirming that it was true. Curry was the voice and stage actor as well. He was nominated for 3 Tony Awards, including for Amadeus and Spamalot. Tim Curry was 80 years old. This is ABC News. A surrogate fighting for custody of the baby she carried for a California couple has lost an early round in court.
When Nashin Gilkar and Omar Ahmed learned the fetus McKenna West was carrying had a serious heart condition, they opted to terminate the pregnancy. West refused, left her home in Alaska, and came to Texas, which strictly limits abortion, and gave birth last week. A family court judge in Dallas Tuesday continued a temporary restraining order giving the right to care for the baby to biological parents Gilkar and Ahmed, not to surrogate McKenna West. Jim Ryan, ABC News in Dallas-Fort Worth.
A man seen harassing and chasing people recently in Philadelphia wearing a Chucky-style Halloween mask has now been taken into custody. The 22-year-old was arrested in Las Vegas, authorities say. He'll be sent back to Philadelphia to face charges. Police say that the suspect wanted to create social media content. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Washington's Attorney General is suing the U.S. Postal Service over new mail-in voting rules he says could keep some voters from getting ballots. The latest on the legal fight coming up. But first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. Linwood to Seattle, it's going to take you at least 40 minutes, and also 40 minutes from Linwood to Bellevue. We're down right now to about 35 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle, and we're close to about 40 minutes from Puyallup to Renton. Renton to Bellevue, 30 minutes. Lake bridges are still clear. This traffic report is brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Washington State is suing again over the president's push to change mail-in voting. This comes just 2 days after the Supreme Court lifted an earlier injunction. This time around, the lawsuit targets a new U.S. Postal Service rule requiring new barcodes and additional processing for mailed ballots. Secretary of State Steve Hobbs says time is running short.
In 6 weeks, we mail our ballots. In less than 3 weeks, we mail to our overseas voters, most of whom are uniformed service members protecting our democracy.
Counties have already printed their ballots, so if the lawsuit fails and the rule takes effect, Hobbs says voters should use ballot drop boxes instead of the mail. A Montana family tragedy is sending shockwaves through a Normandy Park neighborhood where several of the victims once lived. Former neighbor Heiko Peitzer tells KIRO 7 TV he watched both Megan and her brother Alan Smith grow up.
There was always a topic that Barbara, the mother, tried to avoid because they struggled.
Pfizer says the family struggled with Alan for years. Authorities say he killed 8 relatives during a family gathering before dying from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The sale of the Seattle Seahawks could become official today. According to the Seattle Times, NFL owners meeting in Atlanta are expected to vote on the record $9.6 billion purchase of the team by the Khosla family. And Washington's superintendent is calling on the state to honor the late Dolly Parton by restoring funding for her Imagination Library. The legislature cut funding for the early childhood program for books, as we hear from KIRO Newsradio's Aaron Granillo.
Superintendent Chris Rakedahl shared a stage with Parton back in 2023 when her Imagination Library expanded statewide.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dolly Parton!
Rakedahl says she was fierce about getting books to kids.
She did it in the States, she did it around the country, and millions of kids are fantastic readers today because she helped them get early exposure to books.
Private donations are keeping the Imagination Library alive in parts of Washington. Rakedahl says he will push lawmakers to fully restore state funding for the program. Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
For your forecast on this Wednesday, we've got low clouds this morning, this afternoon, lots of sunshine with cooler temperatures. Highs will be close to 80. Right now, it's about 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
You know, Ursula, I thought about calling in tomorrow because tonight I will be at Lumen Field for the Karol G concert. Karol G is a Colombian singer, and she's got a Grammy. She's got like 7 or 8 Latin Grammys, and so she's kind of a big deal from Medellin, Colombia. And so tonight she's going to be at Lumen Field. So I might be a little tired tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the heads up.
Just want to give you a heads up.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. All right, we got some guests, so let's get right to it.
What's new at 10?
She became Tacoma's permanent chief earlier this year after serving as interim chief, becoming the first woman to permanently lead the department. She spent more than 35 years in law enforcement, and now she's trying to tackle 2 things every police department needs. Obviously, more officers and obviously more trust from the community. And she joins us now, Chief Patty Jackson. Welcome to the show, Chief.
Good morning. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah, good to have you. So let's start with what came out. I think it was a week or so ago. Ursula and I were talking about it. Let's start with the new Tacoma Public Safety Partnership. What is it? And 6 months from now, what would have to happen to say, hey, this thing is working?
Great. So first of all, thanks for asking about it because it's something I'm really excited about. And so it's really an initiative. It's a community engagement initiative that we actually are going to be the ones leading. It's really about getting to know each other before we need each other. I say that time and time again ad nauseum. Everybody's starting to make fun of me and they're starting to make little memes, but I love it. So, you know, my whole philosophy is that most people meet the police on the hard day. It could be whether they're a victim, it could be when they're a witness or even a suspect. And I mean, we all have to agree that's really not the best time to try to build a relationship. So the Tacoma Public Safety Partnership, or TPSP is what we'll be calling it, is an idea, a concept to bring people together, community members, police leadership, our employees, right, subject matter experts, to the same table. And we're going to talk about things that people want to know about. Some people have an opinion. They want to first know really kind of what's the truth behind it. You know, things about how we train, how decisions are made, how complaints are, you know, looked at and investigated, how, you know, cases are called in and how our investigators are solving them. And just really have candid conversations because it goes both ways, right? We need to hear what our community sees and what they think, you know, about it. And then they need to hear also what we're actually doing. 6 months from now, should I keep going on?
Yes, please.
Okay, sorry about that. 6 months from now, I'm going to measure success, you know, really by whether it's not going to be something like, oh, well, does everybody agree with me? So, we're successful. It's much more. That's not the goal. The goal is that if people are asking harder questions because they understand more, if we can disagree and still stay at the table, I think that's a measure of success. And then if our community partners are taking what they learn back into their circles. So I want somebody truthfully to be able to say, I may not agree with every decision that TPD makes, but I understand how they got there. And then they know that they can ask a question and get an answer.
You are listening to Chief Patty Jackson from the Tacoma Police Department. And like Gee said, I want to welcome you. This is the first time we have an opportunity to actually talk to you on our show. So that's a good thing, because I think that means that so far Tacoma PD has been relatively controversy-free.
We had one once before.
Okay, that's right. Okay, I think I was off that day, so I apologize for that. Okay, but you've spent more than 35 years in law enforcement. What kind of police chief do you want people inside your department to say you are? We talk about leadership a lot.
Right. So from the inside, I want the men and women that are selflessly dedicated to this profession. They are getting up and, doing this job over and over again. I want them to know that they have leadership that has their back when we're getting things right. If we're doing things that are kind of outside of the lines and we have that ability to bring them back in, right? Train, don't know. Discipline, don't care, we'll handle that. And if it's individuals that this is not the profession for them, we will help them see that and help them, maybe move to a different career. But I want the people, the men and women that I'm serving, whether it be inside, our agency or if it's the community, to know that I am here to, really provide the structure and the leadership that's needed to do this job safely and to do exactly what our mission is, right? We want this to be a very safe community for people to live in, for people to visit, for people to work in.
What was that saying you said? The train don't know. What did you say?
Train don't know, discipline don't care.
Explain that to us.
Right. So there are some things, I think that, we're all trainers in a different way, right? It could be something that comes really easy to me, right? I played fast pitch. That was something that I could do. It didn't mean I could teach my sister how to do it. She's going to kill me for saying that, right? If she's listening right now, which she better be. But on the flip side to that, right, there's people kind of need a little bit more time sometimes to really get an understanding and pick up on that training. If they just keep doing it, although they've demonstrated an ability to do something and they're outside that lines, that's where discipline comes in. So train, don't know. I can teach you how to do it. Discipline, don't care if you're just doing your own thing.
One of the questions that always gets asked of law enforcement, especially the top bosses, is how's the staffing? Earlier this year, you had mentioned and you talked about how staffing was approaching great levels for Tacoma Police Department. First question, how's staffing? How are you doing there? And two, if staffing gets to where you want it to be, how much better would that make the Tacoma Police Department?
Did you see me sit up in my chair? I sat up in my chair extra tall because this is something I am fired up about. I am so proud of this agency. So earlier this year, right, with the support from, and that's the key thing that I need to really keep pointing out. We have support from our community, let's say first and foremost, but our city council, right, also our mayor, our city manager, they've been supporting us in building this agency. We got down to single-digit vacancies, which we're at 5. We've been able to add a few more positions, right? So we're at 10 today. So that still is unheard of. It's a very good spot to be in, but we're not done. So what we have, we're working to try to get this agency back up to, when we had the pandemic. There's been a lot of loss. So it used to be a 405 budgeted and authorized agency. We're now at 368 budgeted and authorized. So we need to build back up as the population's building.
It's so refreshing to hear that because it, like you said, it's rare. And it feels like when we talk about different police departments, so many of them are facing staffing shortages, in particular Seattle. Crime has fallen significantly statewide. What crime or public safety problem worries you most right now, though, even with the numbers going down?
Right. I think what bothers me the most is just the blatant lawlessness, right? It's out there. It's people with that I don't care attitude and I can kind of do whatever I want. And then there's been some supporting, habits that have been there that really kind of teach people that. Now you do this, you're not going to go to jail. There's really not that here's a consequence. And then it's not followed through enough. And so that worries me. But feels to me like the pendulum is swinging. And the message that, I give to our agency here, and I want to keep giving this really to the profession, not even just limited to Tacoma Police Department, is let's just do our job, right? We disrupt criminal activity. If people are engaging in criminal activity and it's something that they must be arrested for, arrest them. If they get released from jail or if the criminal justice system doesn't pick them up, we did our job. Let's do it again. If they're out there doing that same thing, let's disrupt that criminal activity again. And let's show that, in my case, right, not in Tacoma. That's not happening here in Tacoma. And I am supporting the men and women so that they really get that mindset. So the message when they go out to the community is not, we can't do anything about it. Your job is to do something about it, and I'm going to support you in doing your job.
Hey, Chief, under current Washington state law, if you're under the age of 18, I wonder if you know where I'm going with this. If you're under the age of 18 and you get found to illegally possess a firearm, you get up to 5 strikes before a judge can impose a sentence for you longer than 30 days. Tell me your thoughts on that.
Well, okay, so let's go back to that train, don't know, discipline, don't care. To me, 5 times is I don't care. I didn't learn the first time. I didn't learn the second time. I didn't learn the third time. I think that it's ridiculous. I think that we need to make certain that it's the only way we can teach somebody, right, is, hey, what you're doing is dangerous. It's not like the cartoons. You're not going to be able to, shoot somebody and then you're going to be, coming right back. This is something that's going to stick with you the rest of your life. And then that also is going to have an effect on how that person grows. I think I'm just saying it because it's not controversial, to my agency. I think it's ridiculous.
Right now, the conversation around policing, around recruitment, around morale, what is it that you make sure you do a good job to make sure, not worried about any other agency that's close around you? What do you worry about when it comes to Tacoma Police Department? How do you focus and keep the morale and the recruiting going well for your staff?
Well, I want to make sure that I'm clear. I mean, this isn't a Patty Jacksonism, right? They're not coming here for me. They're coming here because you're going to come to an agency that you feel actually supported and you feel valued in. And that's the agency that we're really, truly building. It is great pay, but it's still, when you think about it, at the end of the day, the things that we're asking, oftentimes 21-year-old men and women to do, right? There's not pay in the world for that thing. And so I want to make sure that when people come here, they're seen. I cannot send a good product, if that's what we're talking about, a business. I can't send a good product out to serve our community if I'm not making sure they're well enough to do it. So I want to make sure that they know, and I'm putting eyes on them. I go into turnout. I mean, they said before people don't come to turnout. I think they're sitting there taking a poll hoping that I don't come again tomorrow because I will every single day. And I'm not afraid. I mean, I know that people are going to mock me for saying this right now, but it's okay with me. If this is something I'm going to get mocked about, I love every one of these men and women that I serve. And I'm not afraid to let them know that. Not all of them are going to come to my house for dinner, and they're lucky if they don't because I can't cook. That's why I came out of retirement. But that said, this is an amazing agency, and I can't brag enough about it.
You are listening to the voice of Tacoma Police Chief Patty Jackson, and I know you very humbly said that you have nothing to do, but I will just say, as a talk show host who talks about a lot of different police departments, the fact that we don't bring up Tacoma more often is testament to something going very right within that department. But I want to talk about just in general recruitment, police recruitment, whether it's here, whether it's around the country. And I was talking to a longtime officer who said there are just so many young people who don't have the same kind of heart for service these days. Do you agree with that? Or what is it that you want the message to be for younger people who are thinking about a career in law enforcement?
Right. I don't know that I agree really with that they don't have a heart for service. I think that really, as people grow up and as culture changes across, every aspect of life, I think that there's a pretty big difference in, kind of how people were raised, just for reasons that are beyond, our control. I think that people don't understand what it is, right? So if you don't want to go to school, especially while we're going through COVID, right? I mean, people weren't having to get up and get in a habit of doing something every single day and really putting that one foot in front of the other. It's swinging back around. And I think that recruitment is tough across the nation. But one of the things that is a blessing and a curse at the same time is the fact that you've got these testing networks. And so I can be, for lack of better, a little bit lazy in the fact that I take one test, right, online, or, and then I can say, I want you to send my scores to Seattle PD, to Lakewood, to Tacoma, which is the best one and the only box I want you to check, or what have you. That's slipped. And so you're going, okay, but they can send all those scores out places. And now whoever gets them first kind of is where that's at. So I think there's a little bit of differences. And one of the things that I would really like to state strongly is that I see it every day here. You'll see people that go, I hated it when I started. People would say, sit in front of the room, don't even look at me. They're doing the same thing today, right? And then so they're surprised when the newer generation is not taking that the way that we used to when we came on. It's a change. Military, police, medical field, you name it.
Hey, Chief, this Saturday, and I'm going to try to come there for about 30 minutes or so because I have to work. I have to be honest with you. But this Saturday, I was there last year. You guys are doing it again. Tacoma Police Department's Kids Health and Safety Fair, this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. You guys do it big. Backpacks, all kinds of stuff. Talk about what y'all doing in Tacoma.
So I am going to give a big shout out to Bourbon Smith.
Oh, Bourbon.
He's our engagement, right? Community engagement officer. The man is everywhere. You'd think that he had triplets, right? He's one of triplets. He is not. He is one guy that is out there just hammering it home. Huge shout out. And so, we have been engaged with the community. We bring them in, and he has organized. And the rest of us at Tacoma, Police Department really are going to be standing by to help support this. Haircuts, checks, giving out, providing the essentials for people to start school that first day ready to go. And so we're really excited about it. It's just a big, engagement that people come together and they see that there really is some hope in being strong in the community.
So if I'm listening, what do I need? What do I need to show up? Do I need to sign up somewhere, or do I just come there? I know it's in Tacoma. What do I need? Right. At the Tacoma Dome, what do I need?
That's right. You need to show up. And so if you want something for your child, you need to bring your child with you. A child must be present to be able to get, backpacks. There's coats, there's shoes. They'll need to have some patience because there'll be a lot of people there. So you absolutely need patience. And you need to know that you can't just walk up and take 5 of something. Bourbon has, really worked out a system that they call it a passport, so that the family gets that, they can take that over and exchange that. So we know that you've already got your shoes, your backpack, whatever that is, so that we can serve as many of our community members as possible.
Chief Jackson, I got a text message from Rob, the retired Puyallup police officer who has now moved to Tennessee, but he is a huge fan of yours. And he said, you all talk about leadership and then you bring my friend Patty on. Well played. In closing here, because we only have about a minute, is there a motto or is there a saying that you live by in terms of your leadership style?
I think really the one that these, men and women will tell you, right, that if you're going to build trust, you need to understand first. And so I really try hard to understand where people are coming from so I can meet them in the middle to trust, right? You've asked me to your house, now I'm asking you to mine. Let's get together, and it's a two-way street. This is nothing that we can do alone.
That's good stuff. Hey, Chief, thank you so much for joining us. I was debating if I should ask you, because I was going to ask Ursula off the air. You said you can't cook. If there's one dish that you can cook, what is it?
Tacos.
Oh, me too. I don't cook either. It's all good.
people know if you're coming to my house, they'll go, who's cooking? Because if it's me, they're like, oh gosh, I must be one of your enemies. And they are not wrong. I'm just telling you. My son cried once when his dad had gone away and this is something. He said, who's going to cook? But I do make great toast. My grandson told me that, and they gave me a little pillow. My grandson at the time, my granddaughter, it's shaped like a piece of toast. I go, you make the best toast ever.
All right. Chief,
Fantastic.
Chief, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Yes.
All right.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me. It's an absolute privilege.
All right.
Thank you.
That is Tacoma Police Chief Patty Jackson here on the Gee and Ursula Show.
Man, that's refreshing.
You know how I know it's refreshing? There hasn't been one negative text.
No. In fact, John in Lake Tap says, wow, Tacoma, chief of police, mayor, city council, city manager, all working on the same thing? Wow. Awesome.
Like being serious, like we have to hey, Tacoma Police Chief, would you like to come on? Can you come on our show? Like it's never like Tacoma Police Department is doing their thing. Seattle Police Department was doing their thing too until the boss got fired.
It was too short-lived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, we're going to bring in our coworker, Tim. He's coming to talk about a student wrestler turned firefighter. Can't wait. Gee and Ursula.
Hey, it's Flo here to say drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
Nice. With my new savings, I'll get some hiking gear. It'll be great for my outdoor era.
I don't know if it counts as an era if you just buy stuff.
I got a cute hiking backpack. It's an outdoor era.
Well, you only bought one thing. I don't think it's an era.
Well, I think we're in a agree to disagree era.
Yeah, sure, you're probably right. Anyway, with the money you could save by switching to Progressive, you can afford to switch to other things in life. It's
my savings era.
Also, everything you do is not an era.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-762-6565. That's 800-762-6565.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
I felt a jackhammering pain in my jaw.
Like someone sawing my bones.
Barbed wire in my shoulder.
Like a cattle prod in my hip.
Like I put my foot in a blender.
Pain is different for everyone. But where pain starts, Jurnavix suzetrigine begins. Jurnavix is a non-opioid 50-milligram prescription tablet for adults with moderate to severe acute pain that reduces pain signals before they reach the brain. Before those signals tell the brain to feel
like I punched an angry beehive.
And pain reduction can finally begin. Do not take Jurnavix with CYP3A inhibitors. Avoid use with grapefruit or liver problems, as these may increase side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medicines if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. Jurnavix may make certain medicines and birth control less effective. Side effects include itching, muscle spasms, rash, and elevated muscle enzymes. To learn more about Jurnavix, ask your doctor. Call 1-833-589-PAIN or visit jurnavix.com.
For years, I've been telling you how much we care for our hens and the land here at Wilcox Farms. But don't just take my word for it. Our family's commitment is backed by trusted third-party certifications. Hartley Wilcox here. Wilcox eggs are USDA organic, meaning no synthetic pesticides or GMOs. We're certified humane, ensuring our hens live with dignity and space to roam. We're salmon safe, protecting Northwest waterways, and recognized for sustainable farming practices. These aren't just labels. They're proof that every one of our eggs comes from a farm that values animal welfare, environmental stewardship, and your family's health. So next time you're at the store, look for Wilcox Family Farms eggs. They're not only delicious, they're certifiably humane and organic, raised with care you can trust. Learn more at wilcoxfamilyfarms.com, because doing the right thing isn't just our promise, it's our principle. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
When your closets don't work, the pantry's jammed, garage useless, most homes were never designed for real life. Charlie Harder here for Closets by Design. It's so much more than just closets, garages, pantries, laundry rooms, home offices, wall beds, all custom built. For a limited time, get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
A dark night, a quiet suburb. But for one family, danger lurks just downstairs.
Oh, no. That's just my husband getting a midnight snack.
Guilty. But
We have Xfinity Shield. It has a built-in Wi-Fi feature that detects movement without cameras.
well, what they didn't know is that an even bigger threat lurks online. A hacker.
Actually, Xfinity Cybersecure protects our connected devices, too.
Okay, fine. But what they didn't see coming
Is that these features are included with our Wi-Fi? We did. Kind of the whole point.
Well, this one's not getting a sequel.
What if protecting your home and devices could be drama-free? Introducing Xfinity Shield with Wi-Fi features designed to give you peace of mind. Visit xfinity.com/shield to learn more. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Xfinity Internet and compatible equipment required.
Is your car's AC blowing warm air? Don't sweat it. Right now, save $50 on any AC service at Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. Honest pricing, guaranteed work, 16 family-owned locations, and no appointment needed. Stay cool this summer. Bucky's.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Meta has reached a tentative settlement with nearly every state over claims it knowingly made Facebook and Instagram addictive for kids. The company would pay up to $17 billion and introduce new safeguards, including daily time limits for teens and changes to features like visible like counts. The state of California could receive up to $2 billion if the court officially approves the settlement.
This is a major breakthrough, a milestone moment, a watershed moment. Because when it comes to protecting our children's mental health, there is no time to lose. Instead of getting tied up in years of trials and appeals, we have secured the changes we were after.
And Washington could receive as much as $339 million over the next decade.
We are also moving with the legislature to pass the Protect Washington Children's Online Act in Olympia. But Meta pushed back hard, claiming to legislators and leaders in Olympia that the changes and reforms that we sought were impossible. But this settlement proves that that was a lie.
The deal still requires court approval. Seattle's teachers could vote to go on strike tonight. The Seattle Education Association will gather at the convention center this evening. Members will either approve a tentative contract or authorize a walkout. If they authorize a strike, it could start on the first day of school. That's next Tuesday. That would affect nearly 50,000 students. Seattle teachers last walked out back in 2022, pushing back the start of school for 5 days. Governor Bob Ferguson is pitching a statewide ban on cell phones in schools. In just a few minutes, Ferguson will speak at Pasco High School. The governor says limiting cell phone use during the school day could help reduce distractions and improve learning outcomes. And Lumen Field is officially #1. USA Today just ranked the Seahawks home as the best stadium in the NFL. Lumen's ear-splitting crowd noise, downtown Seattle views, and the roof that sends fan energy right back onto the field set it apart. So congratulations, Seahawks fans. You're not being too loud. Now for your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Linwood to Seattle, about 30 minutes. It's also 30 minutes from Linwood to Bellevue. We're down to about 20 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle, and we're close to about 40 from Puyallup to Renton. Lake bridges are still clear. This traffic report is brought to you by KIRO Newsradio. For your forecast on this Wednesday morning, we've got some low clouds. We'll see sunshine later this afternoon. Highs will be approaching 80. Right now, it's about 64 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO Newsradio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Coming up at 10:47, you had an interview yesterday, was it, Gee?
Yep.
And this person impressed you so much that you were predicting that he could become a head coach someday.
He's going to either be an NFL head coach.
Yes.
Or he's going to travel the country speaking to Fortune 500 companies on how to improve their company.
Wow.
And I got to introduce you. He's a Super Bowl champion, went to Montana State, walked on. I just can't wait to introduce you to him next.
Wow. Yeah. That is so cool. Now, we're going to introduce you to someone else because our reporter Tim Hole has been looking into this Evergreen State College wrestler who is swapping the mat for the fire line this summer.
Yeah, it's such a great story, and thank you so much to both of you for having me on.
Yes.
Because this is one of those stories that you see and you get a little bit of, and then you start digging and you talk to people, and it's so fantastic. So give this a listen. We're going to tell you about Mariah Paz, who is the Evergreen State College student. She's used to facing tough opponents as a wrestler, but this summer, fire is her opponent.
It's scary for sure. I got myself down in the canyon one time, and fire was coming from both ends, and I was with the owner of the company, and I didn't want to seem like I was scared, but I was scared, and I was like, I think I need to come out. It's getting hot in here, and he was like, yeah, come out, and you kind of just have to drop the hose and get out of a situation you're not comfortable in being. So
yeah, she's just 21. Okay, she's a junior at the women's wrestling team at the Evergreen State College, and she spends her summers working as a wildland firefighter.
It's a lot of just waiting for direction a lot of the time, or we're laying hose down up like massive hills, like I mean mountains. Like I don't even know like what the biggest one I did was, but or we're cutting line in with the hand crew, which is like being right there in the fire, just making lines so that the fire doesn't get across.
So of course it begs the question, does wrestling help prepare you for fighting wildfires?
I mean, it's the same thing, just like super discipline and like days that you're tired and you don't want to go out and work. It's the same for wrestling. Like there's days that I definitely don't want to show up for practice or show up, but it's like that's my job, right? And same for wrestling. It's all discipline and builds a lot of courage. And, you know, it's hard getting out and going on the mat and being the only one out there and everybody's watching you. So it just, you know, it's built a lot of my confidence up. So I feel like they're very similar in, as far as like mindset wise, like you just have to be ready to go.
Now this story just keeps getting better. She has to prove things. She proves that she belongs, right? Because wildland firefighting is still largely a man's world, and she's only 5 feet tall.
I mean, once I say that I'm a college wrestler, a lot of them kind of respect me. But, that, you know, I mean, like, I have to just remind a lot of the men out there, like, this is our job, and we're out here for the same reasons, and we all want the same things. And, yeah, I feel like I'm pretty feisty, so I have a lot of drive to just be like, I'm out here to work, and that's, you know, I'm not out here to do anything else, and I'm not going to be lazy. Like, you know, definitely got to prove myself that I'm ready to be here and work.
Oh, but wait, there's more. She's raising a 3-year-old son while going to college and working toward a degree in child psychology.
None of my family have gone to college or graduated college, so I'm the first in a lot of my generations.
Yeah, and being a mom doesn't slow her down at all, just the opposite.
I mean, just, you know, as young girls out there and young moms out there, like, don't stop because you have a kid. You know, my kid just gave me more reason to be better.
Now, she didn't keep the opportunity to herself, as you might imagine, in listening to her and getting to know her. She helped 2 of her Evergreen teammates get firefighting jobs as well. So they'll be back on the wrestling mat this fall, but it's just an incredible story. And you can see pictures of her and her teammates at both as wrestlers and firefighters at mynorthwest.com. It's just an awesome feel-good story.
Tim, thank you for the story. It really is. I just want to know, what drew you to this story? I mean, you know, I know you saw it and everything like that, and you made, I mean, this is an incredible story.
Well, it was one of those things, I just sort of happened upon it. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I was just looking around for stories, and I went to the media relations site at Evergreen College, just looking to see what they might have that was interesting.
Well, I love this because Evergreen State College is usually the butt of a lot of jokes.
Yeah, well, it shouldn't be after listening to this.
Exactly.
This woman, right? I mean, she was amazing, and their coach, who really helped facilitate the interview and is part of the web story that you read on mynorthwest.com. He's an amazing person as well, and was just tickled when I reached out and said, "Hey, can we talk to some firefighters?" I didn't know I was going to, turn her loose. So I'm not going to take any magic credit about finding the story, but wow.
I think the fact that you were curious enough to say, hey, what can we do? Let's look here, which is kind of an unlikely source. And what I love about what she was saying, she's a 5-foot dynamo in a male-dominated, a young mom in a male-dominated profession, which is, by the way, dangerous. And this year, having to be in firefighting, I mean, of all the years, this one is a tough one, especially.
Yeah, you know, we cover a lot of lousy news in this business, and it's just so refreshing and inspiring and heartening to stumble upon something like this. I mean, this is one of my favorite stories that I've covered in a long time, and I'm so happy to be able to share it with you guys.
Well, Tim, this is the first time you've been on our show, and you come on our show with some refreshing news, right?
I know. I need it more.
So from here on out, I'm just going, hey, Tim, you got any refreshing stuff out there? It's Refreshing Tim coming on to the show. Thank you for this.
I would be happy to wear that necklace. That would be awesome.
Well, just a little bit about Tim, though.
Yeah.
Before he started working with us, I have known of Tim. Tim is one of those, kind of like me, we're a little bit longer in the tooth in this industry.
Ursula, how do you know everybody been in this industry for 38 years?
Exactly. How long have you been doing this?
30 years.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So you're a great storyteller, and we need to have you on our show more often.
It's wonderful to share a microphone with both of you. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Hey, we got to have more often, Ursula.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and we need more stories like that
Refreshing
of
Tim.
Mariah Paz.
Refreshing Tim. There it is, right there. Refreshing Tim. By the way, you can't say refreshing enough. You know, we don't even hear the word refreshing anymore these days. And like some lemonade. That was refreshing. Coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, Ursula, I sat down and talked with a Seahawks safety. He's a Super Bowl champion by way of Montana State. And I got to tell you, I can't wait till you hear some of the clips, because in these clips, at the very end, I say, you know what, man? You're going to either be an NFL head coach or you're going to be a business speaker around the country. One of the two. We'll do that next. Gee and Ursula.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Reutin from the Gee and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the Gee and Ursula YouTube channel.
Are you looking to buy a house, but like everyone, you're priced out of the Bellevue, Kirkland, and Seattle market? Many buyers have the income, the credit, and the desire to own, but simply don't have the down payment, often at least $75,000 just for a starter home. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue, with a great opportunity for home buyers. Introducing our Legacy Opportunity Loan. Legacy Group Capital has a select group of 100 new construction, single-family, and townhomes in the top Western Washington locations. Acquire a new construction home with no down payment, allowable closing costs paid, and a competitive rate. Yes, that's no down payment and some closing costs paid by Legacy. A wise man once said, the hardest part of winning in real estate is just getting in. And now you can with our Legacy Opportunity Loan. So get in the game.
Limited properties available to qualified Washington borrowers. Learn more about this limited opportunity at LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital, LLC, and MLS ID 99045. Visit LegacyG.com for additional program details.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-346-2476. 800-346-2476. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-346-2476.
So what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
I want a woman. I want a big girl.
See the hysterical Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias when he takes the stage at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, Saturday, August 29th at 5:30 and 9:30 p.m.
This way, we both can agree on the temperature of the thermostat.
He's sold out stadiums around the world, and now he's coming to Muckleshoot Casino Resort on August 29th. Get tickets before they're gone to laugh out loud with Gabriel Iglesias at muckleshootcasino.com.
John Curley here. A few years back, we inherited a hot tub when we moved into a new house. I didn't know anything about hot tubs, but they left a long note about Seattle Hot Tub Company, how great they are, and how friendly the guy is. He even brings treats for your dog. I couldn't wait for my hot tub to need service. And sure enough, our previous owner of the house was absolutely right. The best. In fact, I even looked them up online and found out they are number one when it comes to customer satisfaction. Seattle Hot Tub, locally owned. They back up everything they sell with excellent service. Seattle Hot Tub, swim spas, cold plunges are American made. They service everything they carry. Even if you didn't buy a hot tub from them, they'll still service it. A hot tub isn't a weekend impulse either. It's something your whole family can enjoy for years. You want a local team when you need them for parts and service or advice. No pop-up tent, no disappearing act, just real people who know what they're doing. Visit SeattleHotTub.com. Go see them in person. You'll feel the difference. That's SeattleHotTub.com.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at Cars4Kids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
Want to see the defending Super Bowl champion Seahawks open the 2026 season against the Patriots September 9th?
KIRO Newsradio is giving away 4 tickets.
Holy catfish! All you have to do is open the KIRO Newsradio app and enter.
You can enter once a day from August 25th through August 31st to boost your chances.
Full details at mynorthwest.com/win.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is the Gee Ursula Show. Hey, did you, in the 9 o'clock hour, at the top of the 9, did you guys hear my sweeping statement? Do you guys want to hear my sweeping statement?
Yes.
Okay. Some of you guys said no. My sweeping statement was simple. And you could text in if you with me, or you could text in and be like, gee, you crazy. I said that the months September and October are better than the months July and August in the Pacific Northwest. Now text in all you want to. 888-973-5476.
If you agree with G, tell us why. Tell us why, because we're going to bring some of it up in the 11 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
Because my contention is that there is no place in the entire country that has a better summer than the Pacific Northwest, specifically the Puget Sound region, with all the water and beauty we have.
And I think that's true.
Yes.
I think that's true.
Yes.
Now.
But you still think even
to take
September
it to the next
and
level,
October are that much better.
Oh, come on now.
I mean, they are beautiful. I'm just not ready to give up summer. Can you tell?
Okay, so there was another episode of The Reset. As you guys know, I do a podcast centered around the Seahawks twice a week. Now it's ramping up. We're getting close to the season. And yesterday we dropped an episode. Now, it's available on the Reset's YouTube channel. Go there and be a subscriber. And also, you got to go there because I'm going to tell you what I plan to be doing all season long as far as tickets. Anyways, got the chance yesterday to talk to Ty Okada. You guys know of him. He is the young man who went to Montana State. He walked on at Montana State. He was not drafted in the NFL draft. Wound up with the Seahawks, and now he's a Super Bowl champion, and he was a starter last season. However, the reason why I'm bringing this to you, Ursula, is I will run through a wall for this dude. And listen, I want you to hear what he's talking about. We hardly talked about football, by the way. Here he is offering some advice that anyone could use.
In the short run, you get what you get. In the long run, you get what you deserve.
With your experience, what message do you have for the person that's waiting?
Your habits are going to reflect what you're wanting to get out of whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, right? And so if you see yourself as someone who should be in a managerial role in work, start building those habits now. Can't just come in and act like you're the manager, start bossing people around. But if the manager's showing up 15 minutes early, then your butt better be there 20 minutes early, right? You got to start living that life now before it ever comes to fruition. And it's not just when that time comes, I'm going to become that person. You've got to be that person now from day one. And however it'll end up in a positive manner, no matter what. In the short run, you get what you get. In the long run, you get what you deserve.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. This is the type of stuff that we were talking about. Like, I apologize. Here's a football player, and we hardly talked football.
I love that.
And if you are someone, let's say you're going through the motions right now, or someone who is trying to figure out your next step, Ty says work while you wait. Check this out.
Work while you wait. Bring us back to what that phrase meant to you and how that worked for you.
Yeah, shout out Coach BJ Robertson out at Montana State. We'll bring it all the way back to a young freshman redshirt year, Ty, at Montana State. What he told me at the time, and I'm just trying to find any way on the field, and he was our special teams coordinator at the time, and he was like, listen, you got to work while you wait. You're not going to get a better job if you don't do the best at the job that you're currently given. Whatever you're looking to do, you've got to live it before it's even there, before that opportunity is there. You know, your work is going to be a byproduct of the habits that you build while you're looking to get to wherever you're trying to go.
I'm done sharing the clips. Y'all got to go to the YouTube channel, go be a subscriber to the YouTube, and go check out the latest episode of The Reset. And Ty Okada is incredible.
This is the first time that you've actually brought up someone that you've interviewed where you said, yeah, he could be a future head coach, a future motivational speaker. What I like is he wasn't just speaking in these platitudes or these sayings and just regurgitating what either he's read or what he's been told, but he's showing how it has played out in his own life and his own success as someone who was a walk-on. He goes from walk-on at Montana State, is overlooked by all these people and realizes, wait a minute, I have an opportunity to be noticed, and now he's a Seahawk.
You're so right. Sully knows him. Chris Sullivan, his kid went to school out there. Sully knows him he and his family very well. Yeah, you're right. There is a reason why, and you're right. I've never come on this show. We do this all the time. Paul is the producer of the show. Now, Paul, respectfully, have we ever had a guest on that sounded like that?
No, I think I had the same takeaway. I mean, when you're talking about, especially after watching Hard Knocks and kind of getting this inside look into what how coaches act, how they talk to their players and things, this seems like the exact path. Hey, I walked on, I made it to the NFL, and now that next step, Why wouldn't it be coaching? It seems like the sky's the limit. I mean, not only to mention walk-on, he's Super Bowl champion. Super Bowl. I mean, that's the other thing on top of all this, Super Bowl champion.
Does he have that kind of role in the locker room? Is he one of those leaders in the locker room? Because it's one thing to interview really well, but it's another thing to be able to motivate those who you play with.
Well, let me just say this. There's a lot of leaders in that locker room. He was a starting safety last season on a Super Bowl championship team. Wow. Right now, going into this season, he's slated to be a starting safety. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Is he featured on Hard Knocks? Has he had his moment on Hard Knocks?
He did have a moment, but I don't like the moment that he had.
Oh. What was it?
See, you always ask me stuff to put me in a predicament.
Dude, I just asked a question that just popped in my head.
I know, but you put me in a predicament. Here's what happened.
What happened?
It was in episode 2. Marshawn was down there on the field, and Marshawn was basically like, man, I didn't even know that your delegation can be playing. I didn't know we could play safety.
Oh, because his name is Ty Okada?
No, because
he's Asian American?
No. Well, he has that in him, yeah. But, yeah, anyway. You asked me a question.
Oh, man.
I know. I didn't like the moment. Hey, but real quick, just so you all know, if you are a subscriber to The Reset on YouTube, I'm doing something all season long. Every home game for the Seahawks, I'm giving away 2 tickets to a Seahawk game. When you go there, here's the deal though. It's a way, on there is a form you can fill out, but you have to recommend someone else for this. It's a way of showing and sharing all of the amazing people, whether in your life, at your work, in your community. And so right now, Ursula, people are signing up, recommending folks that they believe should get those 2 tickets. So somebody is going to go to the home opener, September 9th, against the Patriots in Lumen Field by way of the Reset.
I love it.
Yep.
Fantastic.
All right, Ursula, good stuff. Hey, coming up next here on the show, we got a lot to talk about, concluding, did y'all know when it comes to traffic and school letouts, the Seattle area has a couple neighborhoods that are on the top 100 list. Wait till you find out the neighborhoods. We'll do it next. Gee Ursula.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-List member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
It's the best time of the year at Staples, with back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars, every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250 micro. And yes, I told you so.
If your water heater's failing or running out too fast, we've got CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program. Get a new system starting at just $44.99 a month with lifetime repairs and maintenance included. Book your free estimate today at cmheating.com.
License number CMHEAHL 750LP.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. So much more than just physical and hand therapy, though, Shannon. You guys, holy smokes, do you have a lot of specialty care?
Yeah, Brock, we do. You know, obviously our nuts and bolts is good old musculoskeletal, but we have a lot of therapists that do advanced certifications in specialty care. And that's important because we can treat the whole population. We can treat your neighborhood. We can treat your family. And those specialty services range from neurovestibular care to dry needling, sports medicine, hand therapy, pelvic floor, vestibular rehab, lymphedema, you name it, we have that service. Again, we're about taking care of the whole family and the whole family's needs.
Remember, IRG, they're in your neighborhood. I'm talking over 40 locations and new additions in Wallingford and the WAC as well, that Washington Athletic Club. You can find them in person. You can find it online at irgpt.com. That is irgpt.com.
Guys, if you have low energy or reduced drive, it could be low testosterone. At Revive Health here in Seattle, start with a free testosterone exam and consultation with an experienced medical provider. And for a limited time, qualified patients can get started with a free month of TRT. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivehealth.com.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 2 tickets to see Anthony Hamilton with Tony, live under the stars at the Tulalip Amphitheater, Thursday, September 10th. Go to mynorthwest.com/win for contest rules and your chance to win.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. In Massachusetts, prosecutors in the murder trial of Lindsay Clancy have rested their rebuttal case. The mother is charged with the killing of her 3 children, and defense attorneys argue she was suffering from postpartum psychosis. Closing arguments set to begin this week. At least 95 people are confirmed dead, more than 400 others missing following massive flash floods in Nepal, including 47 Americans. Here's ABC's Lama Hassan.
We spoke to a Nepalese tour company that confirmed 3 Americans are missing right now after a massive flash flood triggered a mudslide sweeping through parts of Nepal. The flood was so powerful, so destructive, it washed away everything in its path, villages and damaging roads. The flood hitting early on Wednesday morning just north of Nepal's capital, Kathmandu.
The brewing trade war between the U.S. and Canada showing no signs of ending. Canada vowing retaliatory hikes on American goods starting in September to match U.S. 50% tariffs on Canadian goods. This is ABC News. She was a country music icon, entrepreneur, and American original. Dolly Parton being remembered for her spirited life and legacy. ABC's Will Reeve is in Parton's home state of Tennessee.
There are many tributes pouring in here in Pigeon Forge and just miles up the road where Dolly was born, and here at Dollywood, the place synonymous with Dolly Parton. It's her amusement park where she held the title of Dreamer-in-Chief, and over 3 million people each year visit Dollywood. Undoubtedly, many more will be coming here in the days and weeks and months ahead to pay their respects to the woman who became an icon in these parts here.
Dolly Parton was 80. Her family says a memorial will be small and intimate. President Trump ordering flags be flown at half-staff in her honor nationwide. Severe storms are targeting parts of the South and Mid-Atlantic region today. Western states, meantime, still battling extreme heat and wildfires. I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
2 major announcements from Washington Attorney General Nick Brown. But first, KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Southbound I-5 from Alderwood to downtown South Center is running about 74 minutes. That's more than twice the normal drive time. Over on I-405, give yourself extra time from the Renton to Bellevue corridor. I'm seeing some congestion right now. This traffic report is brought to you by the Seattle Mariners. Do not miss out on firework nights presented by T-Mobile. Next up is a sing-along show September 4th. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Washington is getting hundreds of millions of dollars from what Attorney General Nick Brown calls the largest big tech settlement in history. KIRO News Radio's Tim Hull reports.
Meta has agreed to pay more than $17 billion to settle claims it knowingly harmed young users on Facebook and Instagram. Washington will get up to $339 million. Brown says the case was about more than money.
Social media companies have stolen countless hours of our kids' lives, crowding out sleep and exercise, in-person connection, and learning at school.
The settlement also requires major changes. Kids and teens will face daily time limits, no push notifications on weekdays during the school year, and stronger age and parental controls. Brown says Meta had previously argued some of those protections were impossible. Now the company will be required to put them in place. Tim Hull, KIRO News Radio.
This comes as Washington is back in court over changes to mail-in voting. The state is challenging a new U.S. Postal Service rule just 2 days after the Supreme Court lifted an earlier injunction. Secretary of State Steve Hobbs says the fight goes beyond this latest rule.
This administration has been focused on dismantling our constitutional right to run elections in this state. And I'm proud to stand next to the Attorney General to fight this administration every day.
The rule would require new barcodes and additional Postal Service processing for mailed ballots. Washington officials are asking a federal court to block it before the November election. Questions are growing over wildfire detox tents brought to Spokane to help firefighters recover from smoke exposure. KIRO 7 TV's Brandon Thompson reports.
Using IVs and nebulizers, the Integrative Health Action Network administered glutathione, a compound your body makes naturally.
How it works is that it helps neutralize chemicals or substance in the bodies.
But Dr. Corlin Sack at UW says there is no definitive research on what giving it as a supplement will do.
The studies have been very mixed, and even one study has shown that we were involved in showed that antioxidants increased adverse effects from pollution.
That raised the eyebrows of the Washington Firefighter Union and the International Association of Firefighters.
As flames raced through parts of Spokane County, sheriff's deputies went door to door making sure people got out safely. Body cam video shows deputies helping open an escape route from a neighborhood.
I know it's going to be weird, but when you get out there, just take a lane, okay?
Okay, thank you.
We're all going northbound.
Okay.
More than 800 homes and other structures were lost in 3 fires, tens of thousands of acres burned, and 1 person died. Now to your KIRO News Radio forecast on this Wednesday. We've got some low clouds giving way to sunshine later this afternoon. Highs will be approaching 80. Right now, it's about 65 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
I would love to share with you all a first that has happened on the show. But before I do, I just want to give some love to Melinda from Gig Harbor. Ursula, you asked her name.
Yes.
And she said she admits she's a shy listener.
Yes. She was texting and she was saying, I love that story that Tim Hull brought to us in the 10:30 segment.
Yeah.
More good news, please. It's got to be out there somewhere. And so I just reached out and I said, because I noticed that we don't have her name on our text line.
Yeah.
And so I'd asked, and I wanted to connect with her and put her information on our text line. And she said that she is a shy listener, but she's been listening since day one. Well, Melinda, if you've been listening since day one, we're going to absolutely do a shout out.
But here's the thing about Melinda. So, and just so you all know, with text messages on our show, full transparency, it keeps everything that you write, right? So I'm going through looking at Melinda. Melinda just is nothing but just positivity.
Yes.
Like, Melinda, well, we got your name in there now. Yeah. We got your number.
But if you want to join Melinda and you've been a shy listener from day one, especially, our Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. I got to tell you, something happened. Yeah, what else happened?
I ain't seen this many people agree with me
Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
It's true.
So if you just joining, sweeping statement I gave at 9 and I gave it in the 10 o'clock hour. As I said September and October are better than July and August in the Pacific Northwest. And folks are agreeing with me like crazy. And so
I disagreed, and I am an outlier.
I'm about to leave.
Ernie and I are outliers.
I'm about to leave. I'm done.
Everybody else is like, September, October, September. Like, you all are trying to hang on to every last bit of summer. I'm alone on this. Text us 888-973-5476. Are y'all ready to say goodbye to summer?
That's the thing. That's the thing, Ursula. We're not saying goodbye. This is like extra credit. This is like bonus. This is like bonus Seattle. This is like, hey, all of the visitors and the people that come touring, they gone. Yes. This is the city to ourselves.
Yes, you can't go to Alaska so much in October.
Right.
Yes. But I will agree with everyone who says we have gorgeous falls here in the Pacific Northwest. Absolutely.
Yes, we do.
For sure.
All right, what's up?
Okay, let's get to it.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
So, have you checked on the Mariners lately?
I have been.
Yes, because apparently another series win, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this time, Cal Raleigh was the one who made the big difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a secret. He's had kind of a rough season. He's not been the hitter that everyone hoped after last year's stellar performance by Cal Raleigh. But last night, he delivered.
The windup and the 2-1 pitch to Cal. Swinging a drive down the right field line. Stay fair. Gone. Goodbye, baseball. 4 consecutive home runs for Cal Raleigh.
Okay, then Seattle goes on to beat Philadelphia 4-1 and now goes for the sweep this afternoon with Brian Wu starting on the mound. The first question that I had, because just a week ago we were having a big discussion, what should happen, what should change, because they had 2 games that were abysmal. They're still in it. I get it. They're still in it.
Yeah.
So my question to you was, did Cal Raleigh just save some jobs?
I mean, here's the thing. And by the way, Nick, he has Michael in today, but Nick and I have been trying to tell y'all, the Mariners are just fine. The Mariners were struggling because their superstars weren't superstarring. That was the problem. Cal was tripping. Julio tripping. And when I say tripping, that means they messing up.
Yeah, they're not living up to their expectations.
So if you're going to praise the Mariners only when Cal Raleigh and Julio are doing their job, but when Julio and Cal aren't doing their job, you guys want to blame Dan Wilson. No, we can't do that. I said in a tweet yesterday, look like the Mariners won again. Another series. Blame Dan Wilson. And by the way, they are playing against a good National League. The National League is good this season. Cubs, Phillies, and right now they're going to have 2 series wins.
Mm-hmm.
Nasty, ugly games they lost, of course. They've had some bad ones, but they are beaten. So all they had to do was make it to the month of September.
Yes.
What's in September? A easier schedule for them. Man, they can bring it. They got the Houston Astros, they cheeks. The Oakland A's, they cheeks. So they got action.
Can you explain for anyone who is just tuning in, maybe they're a first-time listener today, what exactly do you mean by cheeks?
Buns.
Not good.
Buns. Wait, is it an FCC violation if I say booty? It's easier to say cheeks than booty. I don't want nobody mad at me.
Okay.
So cheeks.
So I heard you make a prediction in the newsroom. You stood up and you said, mark this date, August 26th. What was your proclamation?
The Mariners are going to make the playoffs.
And then all is forgotten. And then all's good.
Right? I mean, no. Here's the reason why I am praying for the Mariners to make the playoffs. Because I want to see some of these folks that are pointing at Dan Wilson. I cannot wait. Yeah. You ever seen a crow sandwich? I'm
You want some people to seriously eat crow.
I want them to have some mayonnaise on that. I mean, extra mayonnaise, chunky mayonnaise on a crow sandwich.
Now, gee, this curious though. I think the Mariners benefiting a little bit from baseball being a long season. The beauty of 162 games is you do get to bounce back. I know you're a big critic of the length of the baseball season, though. So I'm just curious if that maybe has shaken your thoughts a little bit on 162 games. Because once again, the Mariners, and since I've lived here, boy, have they made 162 games matter. It has come down to the end of the season, and it's going to, again, you mentioned that Astros series, and I believe if I have the numbers right, 17 of the Mariners' last 22 games are against the A's, the Angels, and my beloved Colorado Rockies. So you're talking about the three worst teams in baseball record-wise. This is a big, like you mentioned, big month and a lot of opportunity ahead with 30 games left. And that's 30 games, just there this month alone.
So to recap it, though, for those of us who have not been paying as close attention, they're, 2.5 to 3 games behind the division lead in the AL West? Is this correct?
Let's see. Let me go to it.
And it looks like they have, I guess the experts are saying, about a 40% chance of making the MLB postseason.
I mean, that percentage was at like 20-some% just last week.
So it's improved.
You know what I mean? It's improved. When it comes to, you're right, Ursula. They're 2.5 games back of the Houston Astros, right? So they're going to have the opportunity to play against the Houston Astros in the month of September. I'm telling you, they got action. Let me see a thumbs up, thumbs down, Nick. Nick, do you think the Mariners make the playoffs? My man Nick with the thumbs up.
I saw the thumbs up. We confirmed the thumbs up.
Is this you too?
I do think so. I mean, I think this team is certainly good enough, and you have the skill. And the beauty of baseball too, we were mentioning the length of the season, is play your best ball at the right time. If you're playing your best baseball at the end of May and the beginning of June, great. But what does that mean when it comes down to this stretch? The Mariners, while it's been painful, they've done enough to stay in the conversation. The AL is a mess. The door is open. With expanded baseball playoffs, you just got to get yourself there. And from there, the playoffs are a whole different season. Take a look at the Diamondbacks a couple of years ago before they eventually lost to the Texas Rangers. They were a wild card team. They were around 500, but they got to the playoffs. They beat the Dodgers in that playoffs and made it all the way to the World Series. So I certainly think there's a chance. You just got to handle business, though. The Mariners can't play down to the competition. When you have the opportunity to go up against 3 of the worst teams in baseball for the majority of your final month, got to handle business.
Speaking of baseball, though, I heard your great interview yesterday. I was coming back from my doctor's appointment.
With Dan?
With Dan, Little League dad from the Soundview Little League. Did you see what happened?
Yeah.
Boo! And we were going to try to connect with him again, but they had a historic run at the World Series in Williamsport.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, their amazing run came to an end yesterday after a 4-2 elimination loss to a team from Alabama.
Yeah.
And that Alabama team's been playing really well. The Alabama team has that the
girl pitcher,
the bow. Yeah, yep. She set the new record in that game for most hits in a Little League World Series by a girl. So,
and can you explain that one with the girls playing? Because I know that some listeners had questions about that. So, Little League, how long can girls play in Little League? I mean, can they go all the way through?
Yeah, Little League
high school?
is done after 12 years old.
Oh, excuse me. So, of course. So up until 12, they can play Little League.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, okay.
Hey, girl, they want to play high school. They want to continue going. Yeah.
Have you heard of many girls? Because I haven't.
No.
Girls playing in high school ball?
No. I've actually never heard of a girl playing high school baseball.
But there is a new professional women's league. That's one of the things that they're doing. So they are trying not just obvious. In addition to softball, this is actually a professional women's baseball league. It's still very early stages though, but it is giving. You might remember the name Monet Davis is one of the famous names. She was the last one a girl that made a big splash at the Little League World Series, where she was pitching and doing all sorts of cool stuff there as well.
Very cool. Okay. You know, I think it's the Kent School District that starts up today, and a lot of school districts are getting ready to open up. And so this topic caught our eye.
It did.
And it's about school drop-offs and school drop-off lines. I remember those days.
Mm-hmm.
I remember envying, first of all, I'm just going to say, I used to remember envying the moms and the dads who would be able to do leisurely drop-offs, hang out at the school, all that. I never got that.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah,
got that.
You had to go.
Yes, I had to go. And I was like, gosh, I wish I could be one of those parents. But there's a new survey when it comes to school drop-off lines of more than 3,000 parents who say that West Seattle, Puyallup, and South Hill are among the most stressful places in the entire country for the school run.
Mm-hmm.
So West Seattle came in 32nd, and there are nearly 4 in 10 parents who say school drop-off leaves them stressed or overwhelmed several times a week or more. Mostly, 71% say they've actually dreaded the trip before leaving the house.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the biggest complaint is traffic. But 74% of parents also say they have witnessed dangerous or inconsiderate driving around the schools, including people who are speeding or people who are using their phones. And what did you make of this survey?
Well, I've lived in West Seattle before, and one of the things they talked about specifically for West Seattle is it's a lot of folks on bikes, right? Congestion of traffic. And I have seen how sometimes the school drop-off and or the school pickup can be a little bit stressful. As for Puyallup right now has a lot, it depends on where it is, but I'm telling you, Meridian, a lot of traffic, South Hill, it is a lot down there. I thought it was funny that West Seattle and Puyallup was on this list, and of course South Hill and Spokane. But I just got to say, I think the problem is this, Ursula. Like you said, there's 2 types of people at the school drop-off and pickup zone. There's the Ursulas. They got to drop off and got to get to work.
I know.
Right? And then there's somebody who's like, hey, Kathy, I brought your favorite coffee order.
Yes.
Let's hang out. You know what I mean? So what happens is you got the Ursulas are like, honk, honk, I got to go.
Okay.
Not to say you did.
I know.
I know.
No, I just felt like I felt envy, like that there were parents who could just take the time to socialize, really get to know. And I feel like it helped also their kids in school where I was the gotta go.
Yeah.
Have a great day, kids.
Mm-hmm.
Or they'd have to have grandma take them.
Right.
And so that was a bummer. So I can't necessarily relate to the whole drop-off line. Mm-hmm. I did more pickup than I did drop-off because mornings were crazy. But it's funny how they talk about witnessing people who are speeding or using their phones. I mean, there's just a lot of people who are A, distracted, and B, impatient. Today, I was not on my phone. I'm just going to share this. I was not on my phone. I just didn't see that the light turned green. I'm not even joking. It might have been 2 seconds. And already, beep, beep.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. Ursula, I want to share full transparency. I have, outside of going to field trips, I have never rode a school bus to or from school ever.
Really?
Never.
You're lucky for it, I think.
I never rode a school bus.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you what I heard when I was younger. The stuff that happened on school buses, and I don't know if that's still like that today. I didn't want to be on them buses.
Well, it's a lot. It's a ripe environment for bullying.
Okay.
And I say that because I think it's unrealistic to think that the bus driver, while driving all those kids, is able to see and control everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just unfortunately, that's what happens.
Yeah.
And I witnessed it.
Yeah.
I actually was driven to school on a bus. The only experience I've ever had, never in the United States, but it was when we were living in Tehran. And we had a school that was an hour away. So we would have to take the bus.
You was on a school bus for an hour?
Yes. It was like miserable.
Wow. You probably still remember some of them stories.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
You probably still remember some of them stories.
Yes. And my brother, my oldest brother, he had it good because the older you were, the better it was. But those of us in the I just remember in the back seat, it was you got to fend for yourself.
You guys might call me crazy. You know who should be in charge of all of the school pickup and drop-off lines all over the state of Washington. You want to know who? Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A and how they manage their lines is absolutely incredible.
It's genius.
I'm telling you.
It's so efficient.
If the school district say, hey, everybody, we just hired Chick-fil-A to handle our school pickups and drop-offs, everybody like, oh, yeah, I want my tax money to go towards that.
Yes. That is so funny. Okay, another true confession.
Yeah.
I have only been to Chick-fil-A 3 times.
That's fair.
I personally think it's overrated. I'm just not big on the
okay.
Chicken sandwiches and that kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm with you.
But the times I've gone, I'm impressed with the sauces and how they handle the line.
They handle the line. And by the way, shout out to my friend Valerie, because I know for some reason either Valerie or her husband is going to be listening to what I'm going to say and watch they're going to say something to me. But they rock the one in Bellevue. I've only been to Chick-fil-A about as many times as you.
Yeah.
The only time I've been there a lot of times when I was doing DoorDash.
Sure.
But I don't.
Yes.
Chick-fil-A's good.
My kids love it.
Oh, yeah.
Popeyes is better.
Don't get me in trouble, dog.
Don't
get me in trouble. Don't get me in trouble. Baby. Michael, you like Chick-fil-A, my man?
I just said when you brought it up, I was like, don't bring it up because now I'm going to have to go as soon as my shift ends. So I was like, don't even mention it.
All right. You know what? It's time for Agree to Disagree. And is Lumen Field the best stadium in the world? We talk about that next. Gee and Ursula.
The first few steps that I took in the morning were pretty painful.
This is Carlos.
I mean, I had been told by multiple orthopedic surgeons that there was no alternative for me.
That wasn't what he wanted to hear. You see, Carlos is an active guy.
I played basketball, and for 3 to 4 days after, my knees would just be so swollen. And now I can play basketball, and there is no swelling. There is no pain in the knees.
No swelling, no pain, because Carlos went to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I'm just happy to be able to be out there. And then knowing that tomorrow I am not going to suffer for this.
What do you say to your friends and family who are in pain?
I say, I had horrible knee pain and stem cells really worked for me. You might want to go to Dr. Wagner, just get a consultation before you have surgery.
Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments. Clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, all beds are on sale during our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe for a limited time, only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Is your car's AC blowing warm air? Don't sweat it. Right now, save $50 on any AC service at Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. Honest pricing, guaranteed work, 16 family-owned locations, and no appointment needed. Stay cool this summer. Bucky's.com.
I want a woman. I want a big girl.
See the hysterical Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias when he takes the stage at Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Saturday, August 29th at 5:30 and 9:30 p.m.
This way, we both can agree on the temperature of the thermostat.
He's sold out stadiums around the world, and now he's coming to Muckleshoot Casino Resort on August 29th. Get tickets before they're gone to laugh out loud with Gabriel Iglesias at muckleshootcasino.com.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Washington is going back to court with the clock ticking toward the November election. This update from KIRO News Radio's Tim Hull.
The state is challenging a new Postal Service rule that would change how mailed ballots are processed. It comes just 2 days after the Supreme Court lifted an earlier injunction against the president's push to restrict mail-in voting. Secretary of State Steve Hobbs says we're only 6 weeks from ballots being mailed out.
And less than 3 weeks, we mail to our overseas voters, most of whom are uniformed service members protecting our democracy.
The new rule would require additional barcodes and Postal Service processing. Hobbs and Attorney General Nick Brown hope a federal court will block it as quickly as possible. Tim Hull, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle teachers could vote to go on strike tonight. The Seattle Education Association will gather at the convention center. Members will either approve a tentative contract or authorize a walkout. If they authorize a strike, it could start on the first day of school. That's next Tuesday. That would affect nearly 50,000 students. Seattle teachers last walked out back in 2022, pushing back the start of school by 5 days. The King County prosecutor has charged 35-year-old man with a threat against the governor after investigators said he laid out a detailed plan to kill Governor Bob Ferguson. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has details.
According to court documents, Nathaniel Foster checked himself into Swedish First Hill in Seattle with suicidal and homicidal thoughts. He allegedly told a caseworker and police he planned to ride transit to Olympia, study security at the governor's mansion, and murder Governor Ferguson. He allegedly threatened to attack staff and guards if necessary. Prosecutors say Foster has a long, violent criminal history. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Redmond teen and rising tennis star Kristina Lutova was fired up yesterday in New York.
Game and first set, Lutova by 6 games to 4.
That's what it sounded like on ESPN as she won the first set of her first qualifying match at the U.S. Open. She went on to win the match in 3 sets. She needs 2 more wins to make the main draw of the year's major final. Christina's next match is today. She is the youngest active WTA champion and the youngest person in the U.S. Open qualifying draw. And now for your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Southbound I-5 near the Collector Distributor. There's debris sticking out on the right lane. It's causing a few delays right now. Other drive times, Federal Way to Seattle, about 35 minutes. It's just under an hour from Everett to Seattle. Renton to Bellevue, 35 minutes. And Everett to Bellevue, about 40 minutes. This traffic report is brought to you by Global Credit Union. Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org. For your forecast, we've got some low clouds this morning. Sunshine is on the way for this afternoon. Highs will be approaching 80. Right now, it's about 66 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. I want to give a shout out to 253, first-time texter, listener since day one. This person says, love your show. I even listen when on vacay, which is often, just like Ursula.
Oh, you know, that person's name is...
Did you get that?
Just like Ursula,
yeah,
I did.
Being on vacation a lot.
That person's name is Kathy. Where's Harstein Island?
Down south.
I've never heard of it.
It's a beautiful place. I've never been there. Huh? Not a whole lot of people live there. Kathy, give us more information on Harstein Island. It's the only other time we have mentioned it on the air was when there was that tragedy involving the person who took over the plane the night that you were told to give your urban perspective. That one. Sorry.
Is that where he's from? Or did the crash happen? Okay.
The crash. Yeah. In that area, I believe. Kathy, correct me. I'm going off memory, which by the way, Ursula, right now I'm a little.
I should know that because I was literally on the air as it was going on that time. And then on Monday, the boss at the time says, Gee, next time this happens, we would like to hear your urban perspective on a stolen plane. What? What? You know what the urban perspective? What do you say about a stolen plane? Anyways.
Right, exactly. But we got distracted. I did. So it's time for us to do Agree to Disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
Actually, an interesting story about that stolen plane. I actually hadn't heard about that before until a video was shared on my social media a couple of months ago. And then I was like, oh, it's in Washington. Oh, that was probably a huge, big deal that happened when I was hearing the voiceover from the cockpit and everything. Yeah. Crazy. But anyway.
But I got to correct myself now.
Okay.
Because it was actually Keytron Island. Another island I don't hear about very often.
Never heard of it either.
Yes.
How do you even get to those places? A ferry?
Let's have her tell us.
Yeah. On a different note here, Lumen Field is officially number 1. USA Today just ranked the Seahawks home as the best stadium in the NFL. Lumen's ear-splitting crowd noise, downtown Seattle views, and the roof that sends fan energy right back to the field sets it apart. Gee, I want to start with you. One, I know you might be a little biased here. Do you agree? And I want to know why, but skip the noise. I got it. Lumen Field, 12's loud. That can't be the only thing that makes you the number 1 stadium in the entire league.
Okay, I'm going to take my bias out of it, right? I've been to a bunch of stadiums. When you go to the stadium, you're in the stadium. When you go to Lumen Field, you're in the stadium at the same time you see the views, right? At the same time, the way the roof is set up, right? They designed it so the noise in a weird way bounces off and it makes the atmosphere that much more. Lumen Field is 24 years old. It still looks great. Mm-hmm. Now, as far as looks are concerned, as we all know, that just because someone looks good don't mean that they're better. SoFi, it looks amazing. Some of the newer stadiums just built, Dallas Cowboys down there in AT&T Stadium, that deal. That's beautiful, but that's all you get. You don't see anything else. And Lumen Field is right in the heart of the city.
Yes.
It's right there. When you go to San Francisco, where are you going? You got to go to Santa Clara. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, so you don't feel like it's part of the city itself because, you have to travel that distance. It's like when my son was going to UCLA and we would have to go to the Rose Bowl to watch his. It's like, it doesn't feel like it's part of the school.
Exactly.
You're having to travel so far. I love that Lumen Field is getting all these accolades. Think of all the love that was being poured into the stadium and what people were saying as far as their experience at that stadium during FIFA.
Right.
Number one spot as voted by the fans. Where to go?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And again, I get it. Yes, I am pro Seahawks. No doubt about it. But look, you go to Lumen Field, Ursula. You go to the game, and then when you're done, you walk outside, and there's everything. There's Pioneer Square. Everything. You don't have to take an Uber to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Lumen Field number one. If you go to SoFi, where are you going? I've been to SoFi and I've had to make that walk to go to your car. It's forever, and there's nothing in between.
Is there any stadiums that might stick out to, like you mentioned some of these newer ones, but do any of them stick out to you as like these are like every football fan should try to make it to these stadiums?
So number 2 was Lambeau, Green Bay. Man, that's the whole town is about that.
Yes.
Like it's a shutdown. The city, the kids, the Meemaw, Paw, everybody is about the game right there. So you got to go to Lambeau and check that out.
I want to experience that. I want to experience that, except I know that I would also have to experience the weather and some of the video that I've seen of games being played there. Yeah. That's just a little too cold.
Yeah, I'm going to Lambeau in the fall. I'm not going to Lambeau. I'll catch those first few weeks of the season. One thing I do think that's actually interesting in this realm, after going to Detroit here and with what's going on with the Chicago Bears, I think it is so important for the stadium to be in the city.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, for Chicago to lose that. To lose the Bears from them being right on the waterfront in the heart of the city. You were mentioning San Francisco is really the Santa Clara 49ers. It's like you lose a little bit of that special element when it's I don't feel like I'm part of the campus or the team or something like that.
And even in Chicago, right? And you stay downtown and Soldier Field is right there. The Bears Stadium is right there by McCormick Place and everything. You still, Ursula, you got to take you an Uber. You ain't just going to walk to Bear Stadium. We don't understand. That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes when we are asking like, oh, why is Seattle such a destination? People love coming here. Mm-hmm. Oh, you want to come see your favorite baseball team play? Okay, I'm going to go to T-Mobile Park, and I'm going to stay right here, and I can walk and do everything I want.
Yes. And now we have that waterfront.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. By the way, a lot of people talk.
Texting it. Harstein Island?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to tell you. It's in Mason County.
Okay.
It's about 10 miles north of Olympia, and the population is about 1,400 residents. And it's connected. You can use a bridge near the southern end of the Kitsap Peninsula, and it has beautiful public spaces like Gerald Cove State Park. Okay, I'm going to add, and I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, Harstein Island. I'm going to add that to my list of places I need to go visit.
Wait, you said it's not that far from Olympia?
It's 10 miles north of Olympia.
Oh.
And then Ketron Island, where we were talking about, now there's under 20 people who live there.
Under 20 people?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's mostly wild, about 220 acres big. And it's only accessible by boat or Pierce County ferry. When I've lived here this long, 38 years, and there's still places like, wait, what?
I know.
I've hardly talked about it or really looked into it. Yeah. Shame on me.
Well, it's a lot of areas in Bellevue I still have to go and visit and see. Hope my wife's listening.
Your hyper focus is on Bellevue right now.
It's on Bellevue. I just going to this KIRO G concert tonight. And Ursula, all I can think about is like, If I was living in Bellevue, I'd be in bed by at least 10:30
That's
tonight.
right.
But instead, I'm probably going to be in bed about 11:45.
That's late for G.
Oh, man. All right. Let's talk Dolly Parton. How about we do that next? Gee and Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
The media's in the passenger seat. The government's driving the bus. Problem is, I don't know how the government gets people's trust back, and I don't know how the media gets the trust back as well. We've become a low-trust society. I don't know if we're as bad as the former USSR or Russia is now. Truth is whatever anybody pays it to be, and somebody wants to believe it for whatever reason somebody wants to believe it.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
Are you looking to buy a house, but like everyone, you're priced out of the Bellevue, Kirkland, and Seattle market? Many buyers have the income, the credit, and the desire to own, but simply don't have the down payment, often at least $75,000 just for a starter home. Hi, I'm Scott Reutin, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue with a great opportunity for home buyers. Introducing our Legacy Opportunity Loan. Legacy Group Capital has a select group of 100 new construction, single family, and townhomes in the top Western Washington locations. Acquire a new construction home with no down payment, allowable closing costs paid, and a competitive rate. Yes, that's no down payment and some closing costs paid by Legacy. A wise man once said, the hardest part of winning in real estate is just getting in. And now you can with our Legacy Opportunity Loan. So get in the game.
Limited properties available to qualified Washington borrowers. Learn more about this limited opportunity at LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital LLC and MLS ID 99045. Visit LegacyG.com for additional program details.
Tune in to Elevate Your Wealth. If you're 5 to 10 years from retirement, you do not have the time to deal with a market downturn. With Mark Stimson and Casey Elkins.
It's important that you know what the rules are, because if you don't, you can make some tremendous decisions that could adversely affect you, and you may not be able to go back and fix them.
Tune in to Elevate Your Wealth, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community. Not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. If your air conditioner is barely hanging on, CM Heating has one of the best offers I've heard this summer. Right now, you can get any size, high-efficiency AC system for just $179.99 a month with zero upfront cost. And here's the game changer. CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program includes lifetime repairs, annual maintenance, and even filters at no additional charge ever. Go to cmheating.com and schedule your free estimate online today.
License number CMHEAHL 751LW.
My name is Jeff. I live in Northern California, and I am 65 years old, actually 65 and a half as of 2 days ago. I've been practicing medicine for 37 years. People have this impression that doctors know insurance, that they understand insurance. Let me assure you they do not. Medicare is complex. It's really complex, and the government did not make it easy to understand. Chapter really helps you understand it. They talked me through what my options were, and then they helped me tailor make a plan. One of the things that really impressed me with Chapter was the human touch element of it. I was not talking to an AI agent. I was talking to a real person who answered my questions. And not only that, but they remembered the particulars from our last conversation. They really weren't just being a representative, that they actually cared about me as a person. And that sounds cliche, but it makes all the difference in the world.
To learn more about how you can get free personalized Medicare advice, visit chapter.com today. Again, that's chapter.com.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, AdvancedHair.com.
Step into Seahawks game day at the Pro Shop, where the roar of the 12s begins. And official Seahawks gear is always within reach.
Touchdown,
Seahawks! This is the Pro Shop. Visit the official store of the Seattle Seahawks, located at Lumen Field and the Landing in Renton.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Want to see the defending Super Bowl champion Seahawks open the 2026 season against the Patriots September 9th?
KIRO News Radio is giving away 4 tickets.
Holy catfish! All you have to do is open the KIRO News Radio app and enter.
You can enter once a day from August 25th through August 31st to boost your chances.
Full details at mynorthwest.com/win.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
Man, rest in peace, Dolly Parton. Passed away yesterday at the age of 80. Ursula, I know you were cooking up something during the break. What you got for us?
Well, we were talking about how tributes are pouring in for her and how what made Dolly so beloved wasn't just the music. And she was a prolific songwriter and she was the ultimate entertainer. But we loved how she was completely comfortable in her own skin. And Paul had pulled some audio that I was trying to find and play. But one of the interviews that she did with Barbara Walters was back in 1977. And listen to the line of questioning, but I love her answers.
You don't have to look like this. You're very beautiful. You don't have to wear the blonde wigs. You don't have to wear the extreme clothes, right?
No, it's certainly a choice. I don't like to be like everybody else. I've often made this statement that I would never stoop so low as to be fashionable. That's the easiest thing in the world to do. So I just decided that I would do something that would at least get the attention. Once they got past the shock of the ridiculous way I looked and all that, then they would see there was parts of me to be appreciated. I'm very real where it counts, and that's inside, and as far as my outlook on life and the way I care about people and the way I care about myself and the things that I care about. But I just chose to do this, and show business is a money-making joke, and I've just always liked telling jokes.
But do you ever feel that you're a joke, that people make fun of you?
Oh, I know they make fun of me. But actually, all these years, the people, has thought the joke was on me, but it's actually been on the public. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I can change it at any time. Or I make more jokes about myself than anybody, because I enjoy it. I know, like I say, I am sure of myself as a person. I'm sure of my talent. And to me, and I'm sure of my love and for life and that sort of thing. I'm very content. I like the kind of person that I am. So I can afford to piddle around and diddle around with makeups and clothes and stuff because I am secure with myself.
And when we were talking about this earlier, you were saying that you don't think, at least in our lifetime, that we're going to ever remember someone who passes away with the kind of love that she's getting from whatever political affiliation you have, whatever you believe in, anywhere in the world. I mean, she is just someone who is universally loved. And what was it that made her so different? And are we ever going to see that again in our lifetimes? And you don't think so. I'm always wanting to be optimistic. And I think if not our generation, the next generation will come up with someone who fits that.
Well, here's why I think this will never happen again. One, who today is as famous as Dolly Parton is right now? Dolly Parton has been, I don't know, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, she's been in the limelight since the 70s?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So she's been in the limelight for 50 plus years, okay? I don't think because we have cable, we have streaming, we have all of these, we don't have the hyper focus on someone.
So fractured right
now. Right. Mm-hmm. So that's number one. Number two, who currently living today, when you bring their name up, that everybody collectively is on the same page? I'm asking everyone right now. You guys can answer that. Who? Not Barack Obama. I don't think that there's anyone that is currently living today that you could say, if you bring that name up, everybody will say the same thing about that person the way they're saying about Dolly. Now, Brian from Arlington says Taylor Swift. I think Taylor Swift is a good example, but she's not even, we're talking about 50 years.
No.
Not
well, and on top of that, no, she has haters. There are people today who would think about it. The people love to knock her down.
Yeah.
But she also spoke out politically, and so people of a certain mind when it comes to politics would not put Taylor Swift in that same category.
Allison says Elton John.
Even that, I would say, yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, but Dolly made a conscious decision not to be political.
Yeah. All right, Ursula.
Well, we had a few people who texted in. Instead of words to live by, do you mind if we just share some of theirs?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because Jenny in Tacoma says, when in doubt, ask yourself, what would Dolly do? And then Irene from Tacoma said, I just found out that she would purchase band uniforms and instruments for high schools throughout the South. And Kirk in Mount Vernon says, when other people pass away, you hear someone say, yeah, they were a good person, but, or they were a nice person, but Dolly had no buts. She was exactly who you saw on TV. She will be greatly missed. I'm just fortunate that I got to grow up at least being able to listen and watch her.
I love that. She had no buts. And by the way, Doc in Shoreline says, hey, this is the beginning for Taylor Swift. Yeah, Taylor Swift has to do this. I would say she came out, in early 2000s, 2008, right? Around that time. She's got to do this for another 20, 30 plus years. Yeah. All right. That's good stuff. Ursula, we get to do this again tomorrow.
Yeah, we do.
I got to tell y'all something. Next Monday, I don't know if y'all going to be listening to the show at all.
It's must listen. Must listen.
Is it must listen?
Yes.
Okay. Next Monday on the Gee and Ursula Show, we will have a guest on the show, and it will be former police chief Sean Barnes will be on the show. So 9 o'clock next Monday. Be there or be square. Ursula, good show today. We'll do this again tomorrow.
Yes.
All right. Paul, appreciate your efforts, man.
Always happy to be here, G. Thank you.
Hey, Paul, 2 things happened today. 1, you called at 7 o'clock.
Boom.
2, the Staples was good.
That's a good day for me then. That means I did out of all my responsibilities, those are the most important.
And it also means it's a good day for G.
Exactly. Yeah. That's right.
Michael, you've been killing it, man. Are you going to Chick-fil-A after this, man?
The problem is they're far away from where I live. But if there was one closer, that would be a problem for me.
Where do you stay, Michael?
I live in Wallingford.
Wallingford?
There's one on Aurora. I mean, I just got to go all the way up on Aurora to that one. But, yeah, we'll see. I'll find something.
All right. Nick, I see you back there drinking, sipping coffee. Good to see you, Nick. Hey, the Jake and Spike show, they about to pull up. That means come in next. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you had as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Hey, Dad, have you heard the news from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services?
No, I haven't.
Eggs have climbed higher than ever on the new food pyramid, and that's great news for anyone who loves starting the day strong.
Well, at Wilcox Family Farms, we make it easy with our ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs. They're delicious, protein-packed snack you can grab on the go, now ranked higher than ever.
Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Certain industries expose workers to hazardous chemicals. If you worked in a paper or pulp mill, or in aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and have a child born with birth defects, your child may be entitled to legal damages as a result of your exposure to such chemicals. Birth defects have been linked to toxic chemicals, metals, and solvents used in these industries. If your child was born with brain or spinal cord damage, organ or limb malformations, blindness, cerebral palsy, genetic damage, or other birth defects, and you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill, aircraft manufacturing, or painting, contact us now toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your children may be entitled to legal damages. If you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill or aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and your child has a birth defect, call toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your call is confidential. 1-866-99-TOXIC. Message authorized by Weinstein Cajano, 600 University Street, Suite 1620, Seattle, Washington.
The Mariners' schedule is packed with big events and divisional matchups down the home stretch. Be at T-Mobile Park as Julio and the Mariners take on the A's September 3rd through the 6th. Featuring Sing-Along Fireworks Night Friday the 4th, presented by T-Mobile, and Brian Wu Bobblehead Night Saturday the 5th, thanks to Lexus. Then the Rangers visit from September 8th through the 10th, and it's a 3-day Andres Munoz Funko Pop giveaway. Go to mariners.com to get your tickets today.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars, every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars.